Okay, so let's talk about my sexuality, shall we?
Let's talk about... Wait. You know what's interesting is we've never talked about this, but I feel like I want to say mine first. I have an interesting...
Say yours.
Okay.
You want to know something? Wait, can I just really toxic and, like, how bad of friends me and Cutie are?
Why?
Because I called her about this.
Oh, yeah, I told her not to talk to me.
I was like, Cutie, wait, like, I kind of want to know what you think about this, because I talked about it the other day, and I was like, wait, maybe I should do some thinking. Like, what is my sexuality? And Cutie was like, Maya, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Like, I want to give you my reaction on the podcast. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry for calling you.
Don't try to vent to me about shit. I'm not here for you.
So here we are. All right, now we're ready for the conversation.
I'm not here for this. But I want to say something interesting before you say something, because I have an interesting take on sexuality, and I don't want you to say yours and then me say I feel the same, in case there's a chance of that, because I hate when that happens, because I feel like that happens to me a lot, and then people think I'm a pretender. I'm not a pretender. So I want to explain something interesting first.
Okay.
I identify as straight.
Yes.
Do I think I am straight? Probably not.
Okay.
Would I hook up with a girl and fall in love with a girl? Sure. Yeah. I think I would. Am I attracted to women sometimes? Yes. But I still identify as straight, I think. I don't really care to identify, I think. I think, like, anyone can love anyone, and that's what's more important. But I would never, like, say, like, oh, I'm bi, because I feel like I just don't care to be bi. I'm definitely not lesbian, because I, like, you know, I love men. I prefer men. But I've had, like, in the past, I've had a crush on a girl, this chef, actually, from Colorado. I won't say who the chef is, but she's, like, a famous chef. Not famous. Niche micro Food Network famous.
Okay. Very niche.
And I was like, she's beautiful. I'm in love with her. And I just had a crush on her.
Oh, damn.
That's all. But that's it. Like, I just had a crush on her, and I was like, maybe this is my new life. But I've never dated a girl.
Have you ever hooked up with a girl?
I have only made out with girls, but just in, like, you know.
Like party settings?
Just casual.
Okay.
Just casual make out.
Okay. I think I'm very similar. Except, okay, so I've had a crush on a girl one time, I think.
Oh.
But I don't even know if it was really that. I don't know if it was that I had a crush on, this was in college. I don't know if it was that I had a crush on her, or I just, like, wanted to be her. Or, like, I just thought she was so cool.
You were Jennifer bodying her? You're like...
I just, like, thought she was so cool, and I just loved everything that she did, and, like, the way that she talked.
Okay.
Which is very different, and maybe crushes on girls and guys are different, but it didn't feel like the way I feel when I have a crush on a guy.
Interesting.
So I don't know, maybe that's what it was. I don't think... I don't know if I could date a woman. I've never been, like, super romantically interested in a woman.
Yeah, that's kind of... I feel like sexually, I could do stuff sexually with a woman. I'm not entirely sure. When I say I could fall in love with a woman, I don't know if I could in the same way that I can with a man.
Same.
Because I feel like I'd just be like, you're my best friend.
But I like women sexually. And I don't know if that should... Maybe it's just because I'm a really annoying college frat girl. Maybe. Like, maybe... Because I'm scared. I'm really scared of saying that I'm, like, attracted to women and being one of those bitches that lesbians hate. That are like, oh, she says she's into women, but she just makes out with girls at parties and isn't actually into women. You know? So, for that reason, pretty much only, I say that I'm straight. Because I am straight. I think that I'm straight. But also, like, I've made out with a lot of women. And I've hooked up with women. And it's great. And I'll probably
do it some more.
I'll probably do it more. Like,
guys,
throughout my life.
This is Maya's way of telling me she loves me.
Fuck no.
What?
No.
That's really mean, Maya.
No.
Take it back.
Nope.
Tell me you love me.
No, I will never do that.
It's messed up.
Anyway.
Interesting. Okay. How many... You've hooked... What is hook... I hate the term... I actually hate the term hookup, because I'm like, what does that even... What does that mean? I hate it. Okay? I'm 25 again, and everyone always says, like, oh, they hooked up. And I'm like, can we stop saying hook up? Just tell me if they fucked or if they...
Well, what is it?
Sucked.
I mean, when you think of, like...
Did he fuck or suck?
How do you... Like, I've never used a strap-on with a girl.
Did you...
I guess... eating each other out. Which is,
he
like...
sucked.
Really... Okay, what is fucking then?
I don't know. Because I want to tell... I'm friends with a lot of lesbians, and apparently scissoring is not real.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
And it would not... It would
not
nothing.
do anything.
It would do absolutely nothing.
Scissoring isn't real.
For me.
So it is genuinely... Maybe, I think most lesbians I know
They're all saying, huh, because you see it in porn all the time. Chat.
Yeah, guys, porn's not real.
Imagine bumping up into each other with hard dicks. just bumping into each other. That's all scissoring is. It would do nothing for you.
I'm really sad. I'm sorry to ruin your illusion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but there's just nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there. Nobody actually does that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, that was pretty much all that I had to say about that.
So how many girls have you eaten out?
Only one.
Oh. When was this?
College. My senior year. It's either my junior or senior year.
You know what's weird is I've had so many friends where this has happened, where it's been like two girls and then they like, it randomly turns into them eating each other out.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems very porn cliche, but it has happened to a lot of people I know.
Random.
It wasn't random?
Well,
like were you flirting beforehand, like a normal kind of...
Yeah, like the whole night.
Really?
It was like very obvious the whole night that we were going to hook up, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Where is she now? Let's call her.
No.
Why? Come on.
It was at a party. I don't know why, but I could tell.
I've never flirted with a girl.
I could tell that she was into girls. I don't know why, though. She was, like, hanging out alone. I was kind of hanging out alone. I, like, went over. We were, like, sitting Oh, you know how I knew she was into girls? Because she, like, brushed my hair behind my ear, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, I left for a while, and then, like, did my thing, drank some more, whatever, came back, and then we talked again, and then...
Did you, like, say, do you want to go to my place, or how did that happen?
No, it was at the party, in a bedroom.
What?
It was in a bedroom at the party, yeah.
You are ratchet.
Yeah.
People still say ratchet.
And then, I don't know, and then we just went to a bedroom. The party.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. So maybe, I think sexuality is a spectrum, obviously.
Sure.
I think it sounds like you are further on that side than me.
Well, you said that you could fall in love with a girl. I'm not sure.
I think I take that back.
Okay.
I think I might have been saying that in the moment. Because the more I think about it, when you said you don't know if you could be in a relationship, I paused and I thought to myself, I don't know if I've ever felt that. So I don't know if I can speak to that. Because I haven't felt that, but I've felt that for numerous men.
I used to make out with girls in college to get free drinks.
I never did that.
Oh, yeah. Easy. You go up to frat boys, you say, can I get free alcohol? And they go, no. And then you go, okay, what if I kiss her? And they're like, and then you make out with the girl, and then they give you free drinks.
Please, write that down. That's a good tip.
It is. It works every time. It works every time.
I made out with... I will say, there has been times I made out with girls not for attention. Because I feel like most of the time you do it for, like, attention.
Or free drinks.
Like, you do it with, like... Or, like, shock value. You'll do it for shock value.
Uh-huh.
But there's been times where I've done it just because, like, we were both bored in the back of a cab.
Okay.
So I think that's... I don't know. But I also will say, porn-wise, I prefer lesbian porn.
I only watch lesbian porn.
Yeah.
Should we talk about this right now?
Yeah, I think that's
I only watch lesbian porn. And
too.
I think that's way more normal than you think. And because I've looked it up.
I know the reason.
And I was like, is it because, am I gay? Like, I've looked it up, and so many women are like, no.
Yeah, women like lesbian porn because I know it's really fake, but it feels less fake. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, because, like, a lot of the time when you're taking a dick, it hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
And the amount of enthusiasm that women
Oh my god, it happened. It goes in, and they're, like, over the moon, and you're like, no, you're not.
That's not how that
You're
works.
like, no, you're not right now. Like, I know.
We're breaking your immersion again, and that's important for you to know, but I think, actually, if any of you watch Euphoria, I think Euphoria communicates sex correctly. Because the woman is never, like, too enthusiastic about it. She's just, like, there, and she's like, okay. Because that's how it is. It can be sometimes. But, yeah, and so, like, when you watch, like, it's more satisfying to watch two females be satisfied than it is to watch, like, a man come all over the place.
Just, like, railing a woman.
Yeah.
No, I think what I've read online, because I really did, I looked it up, and I was like, am I gay? Like, why do I only watch lesbian porn? And everybody was just like, lesbian porn... Lesbian porn is just catered to women.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, focused on the pleasure of the woman, because it's only two women. And, like, they actually are pleasuring each other, whereas it's, like, very much just acting in normal straight porn. And the guy just rails her, and then the girl, like, makes her, like, you know, she's a soundboard.
Yeah.
And she just does her job as a soundboard. Which
Yeah, there's
I
literally...
just can't get into.
Health.com says, why even straight women love to watch lesbian porn. Yeah, all these headlines. Why do so
That's
many
why
women...
I used to,
watch
growing
lesbian
up, when I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, truly. But I actually wasn't in 3rd grade.
In
Whenever
3rd
I
grade, I
started
thought I
watching
was gay.
porn, and I could only watch lesbian porn, I was like, oh my god, I'm a lesbian.
It literally says lesbian porn can be more sensual, softer, and more realistic. Yeah,
For sure.
watching a guy, like, literally pound a vagina, I'm like, ooh,
Ow,
ouch.
yeah. Mm.
Ooh.
Not big on that. I mean, respect for her, but no.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
It's gotta hurt. I think to anyone in chat, just like make a fist with your hand and try to put your finger in it real quick. It kind of hurts a little bit if you're not warmed up or like there's nothing like.
That's such a terrible analogy.
There's no lube or
It does
anything. It
not
just
feel
hurts.
the same.
It hurts. It hurts. Well, I have vaginismus. Do you know what that is?
Oh fuck, that sucks.
Yeah. When you grow up Mormon or you grow up in a religion, you're taught that sex is bad for so long that you get a subconscious response to it that really messes some shit up. So yeah.
What it is.
So what it is literally a fist. Like, so what your vagina does all day subconsciously is it spasms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a muscle flexing, right? It's working out all day. And so it gets really fucking tight. And to the point that you literally can't get anything in it without pain.
Yeah.
So like when I found this out, and it sucked because like I said, I grew up Mormon and no one in my family knew I was like doing this. I couldn't talk to my mom. I couldn't talk to anybody. And I like lost my virginity. It hurt like hell. So bad.
It didn't hurt for me.
Oh,
we're going to talk about losing virginity too.
It hurt so bad. And I was like,
that's in the notes.
Damn, that sucks. And you guys saying Rip Ludwig? I have a tight fucking vagina. You really think Rip Ludwig? Why are you guys saying Sag? My vagina is literally bred to be as tight as possible. Like, that's kind of dope. Anyway, I'm literally about to tell you about the therapy that makes it work again. So I go to the gyno when I'm like, I was 21 or something like that. And I'm like, so it really hurts when I have sex. And they're like, you know, they like do STD tests, they do everything. They're like, we're pretty sure, did you grow up Mormon? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, because it's really.
They asked you that?
Yeah, it's where they said, did you grow up in
crazy.
religion? Did you grow up in religion? And I was like, yeah. And apparently it's very common if you're.
That's so fucked up.
If you're raised in religion, because you are taught for years, sex is bad, sex is bad, sex is bad, sex is bad.
Like
so even if you're like, okay, I'm ready, I want it, your body's like, override, sex is bad. So I go to the gyno and they're like, you have vaginismus, and I was like, what do I do? They said you need to come back every week and we're gonna dilate you. And I said, can't I do this at home? And they're like, yeah, you can do it at home. Like, we're going to give you this. And they give me this bag, and it's full of dilators. One about the size of a pinky, and then it works up to the size of a dick. And so what I would have to do is, like, go home. I'd always do it in the bathtub, because it's like, it feels like your body's, like, warmer, you know? Like, you're more cozy. And you put it up there, and you have to leave it up there for, like, 20 minutes and pull it out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and then you go into the gyno, and the gyno does the bigger size. It's like gauging ears almost.
Fuck.
And so it's just it is the only thing that slowly tells your body like, okay, this is an okay feeling. That's okay. I did like a workbook on it. It was like the vaginismus workbook. Like I had a workbook. I had the dilators. It was a whole thing.
Did it fix it?
It did. Well, I do think it was also, which I think this is important to say to like any young women in the chat, is I think it was a mix of also just, like, not loving or being sexually attracted to my partner at the time. Because I wasn't. Because after that, I met a new boy, and sex was easy and amazing and great. And so I think it was a mix. I think it was a mix of, like, kind of still not wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're already told for years not to have this, and then I was in a relationship that I really shouldn't have been in, admittedly. Like, I was kind of, like, not forced into the relationship, but I kind of was, like, pressured into it, and so then, and I dated him, and he was the one that was super abusive. I've told the story, I went through, like, a bit of domestic abuse, like, he would beat the shit out of me, and, just a bit, just a casual bit, he just fractured my eye socket, but just a bit, and so, yeah, I think it was, like, a weird, like, it was just a really bad situation. But yeah, I was like diagnosed with vaginismus, and it actually does flare up if I go too long without sex. It's really painful. It goes because that's what the dilators are for. It's really to help stretch everything out, and so yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So the first time you had sex.
First time I had sex. Well, I feel like we need to talk more about your sexuality.
Why?
Are you done?
I think so. I don't think I'm ever gonna end up with a woman. With a woman. I think I'll probably hook up.
You can be sexually attracted to women.
But it's not even like I'll see you. I definitely see girls all the time, and I'm like, she's hot.
You're actually right, because I agree with you. Like, even, like...
But there's never, like, I don't see women at parties, and I'm like, I want to go talk to her.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I just want to hook up with women sometimes. I don't know. But I think I'm never going to end up with a woman.
Yeah.
I think that, like, I'll probably hook up with more women in my lifetime. But for the books, I'd say that I'm straight.
I agree with that. I think I'm straight. I think, like... Oh, are they actually watching our podcast in the living room now?
Oh.
During this topic?
Are you serious?
Really, everybody?
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. I see chat moving in there.
Anyway.
I mean, this is fine. I don't care. It's great.
Now you know.
Now you know. That's interesting. I think that's interesting. I think that's normal. I think you can find any gender attractive sexually. And sometimes you can also just be horny and it doesn't matter what genitalia someone has. Right?
Yeah, I think it has very little to do with the genitalia.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I want pussy right now.
Yeah, there's no chance.
It's just like, I think girls are hot. Like, I like the
But
idea.
even then, like, hot girls, like, I could see Megan Fox, and I genuinely probably wouldn't want to. Like, I don't look at her and think I want to hook up with her. Like, I feel like it's a very unique,
right.
Like, it's just like it's like a fucking needle in a haystack. I'm like, oh, that's the one. I think she's super hot. So the one person in chat said Megan Fox.
I got strep from a girl once.
You got strep?
Yeah.
For making out with her?
Yeah, well, we like, I guess we didn't, like, hook up, but we kind of hooked up, and then the next day I went to the nurse's office, or no, a couple days later, I went to the nurse's office with strep on campus.
Oof.
And she was in there with strep, and so I dapped her up, and I was like, sorry about that, or you should tell me sorry.
Or you should say sorry. Or
but
like,
we just laughed about it, it was funny.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Better than mono, at least.
Yeah, it wasn't mono.
How many people you can't count how many people you've kissed.
No.
Yeah.
I had
crazy.
I had a frat phase.
She's a harlot.
When I'm telling, there were nights where I went out at frats. This was pre-COVID. First of all, didn't even think about.
You are not like.
I didn't even think about getting sick. But
yeah.
there were frat nights where I'd bounce frat house to frat house. I really think I easily made out with 30 people in a night.
Oh my god.
I was fucking crazy. I would literally just, like, bounce around. I'd start dancing with a guy. I'd make out with him a little bit. I'd walk outside. I'd make out with somebody outside. I'd come back on the dance floor, dance with a new guy, make out with him, walk outside, make out with a girl. I was fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy.
I think another reason I could say that I don't think I'm bi or anything like that is because I don't count girl kisses.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't count them.
What? What does that mean? Why?
I don't know.
Wait, let me try to estimate.
Because, like, if I can tell you, I've kissed so few people, I could tell you what they're doing now. I know what they're up to.
I legitimately think I've kissed hundreds of people. Like, I think it's in the 200, 300s.
I've kissed 8.
Damn.
8 boys. Girls don't count. I don't know.
Maybe not 300. Maybe, like, I bet it's in the 200s. Yeah, I bet it's in 200s.
I don't know how many girls. I think maybe 6.
I've probably kissed like 80 to 100 girls.
Damn, Maya, you crazy.
Maya's
crazy. The crazy thing is I have even.
I had a frat phase.
I'm debating if I can say this on Twitch, but I think I can say this on Twitch. Is I've known single Maya, and she's not crazy like that anymore. What happened?
Not anymore.
I guess COVID.
COVID happened, yeah, and I'm not in college anymore.
I won't take her clubbing.
And I don't know. It was like I was in a 5-year relationship in high school, and then I got out of the relationship. I was in college.
And then you were like, I'm gonna live.
And then, well, it was like I had to. It was like I felt like I had lost so much time in college, like not experiencing things and people, that I overdid it.
Yeah.
Like I overdid frats. I got myself in trouble too at frats. Like it was not the move, but I got a lot of experience. I got with a lot of people, made out with a lot of people. But I didn't have sex with very many people. I've had sex with like 6 or 7 people, I think.
That feels normal. That's like a normal number.
Yeah. I've only done one night stand ever.
The one time I tried to do a one-night stand, we ended up in a 5-year relationship.
Tough.
It didn't work out. I was like fresh out of my pretty abusive relationship, and I was like, I'm ready to shine. I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have a one-night stand, and then we
Wow.
fell in love.
No, well, technically, we did go on a second date. So, I don't know if that's a one-night stand. But I met him at the bar. We hooked up at the bar, and then which is, by the way, really sketchy. I have so many sketchy frat stories. But we hooked up we made out at the bar, and then we walked back to his place, and then hooked up. And we walked back to his place, we walked home to his apartment, or his house. And on the walk, he 100% saw me doing it. I'm sharing my location with, all the friends I can think of. Because I was like, I'm walking home with a guy that I don't know.
That was smarter than what I did when I thought I was having a one-night stand.
I wonder if he was offended.
I think that's, normal. I think that's good. You guys should do that. You should do that. That's very smart. I did not do that. And I got lucky.
I was sending my location and saying, I'm going home with a guy I don't know. I'm going home with a guy I don't know. I'm going to... And he had to see me, rattling off on my phone. We were walking together at night in the dark. He definitely saw me doing it, but fuck it.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it was fine, though. I mean, it wasn't anything special. It was just, it was kind of weird. Spent the night. I left at, 5 a.m.
You left at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, I didn't want to wake up next to him.
Really?
I didn't know him like that. No, I didn't want to wake up and be like, good morning, sweetheart.
I slept. I got a ride home. I never had coffee.
Coffee?
Okay. I had to have coffee, and he's giving me a ride home after my one-night stand that ended up not being... But in my mind, I'm like, this is one-night stand. He gives me a ride home, and we get coffee, and I didn't know how to order coffee because I've never had it before. And so I just say, he's like...
You guys went to get coffee the next morning?
No, through a drive-thru. He's giving me a ride home, and he's like, can I get you... Do you want something?
Oh my god, you're in love. Dude, a one-night stand, from my experience, my one experience, is you fuck, you leave before they wake up, try to never talk to them.
Okay, this was kind of a sick potential one-night stand because I had a big, Instagram crush on this guy.
Oh.
So he was in my best guy friend's fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the biggest Instagram crush on this guy, and I thought he had a girlfriend. And then we're at this party, and I notice he's talking to a lot of girls, and I don't see his girlfriend anywhere. So then I, go to this girl named Alex, and I'm like, yo, does this guy have a girlfriend? This is years ago, chat. This is years ago. And,
have you ever gotten with a guy with a girlfriend on accident?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell that story later. But and so I'm like, so then so she's like, oh no, they broke up 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
My Instagram crush. This is awesome. And he has no clue I exist, by the way. When I say I'm like Taylor Swift, I am invisible. He is the teardrops on my guitar.
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up.
I just want to talk about Taylor Swift. Anyway, and so I have a crush on him, and so I employ the hover method. Do you know the hover method?
You just hover around him?
You're just in the area.
You're just a fucking orbiter?
No, you don't orbit, but you're in the area. You're available.
Hover method. You're pussy.
No, Maya, this is what you do. No, I'm going to tell you the story, and you're going to be like, you're not a pussy. It was the most badass I've ever been.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I do the hover method, which what you do, you go in, they're in the same room, and you find anyone besides them to talk to. And so I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, by the way, it was a Halloween party. I was a Playboy bunny. I was looking snatched.
I have stories. I have 2 stories in my roster. I'm waiting.
I was a Playboy bunny only because my Iggy Azalea costume didn't show up.
Classic, easy.
I don't know why I was going to be Iggy Azalea. It makes no sense. But back up, Playboy bunny. And so I'm like, looking hot, and he's not biting. And I'm like, maybe I should read the sign. I'm downstairs. This girl falls down the stairs. And he comes rushing after her. And I run over to help her up. And we both help her up. And then we make eye contact. And he's like, hey. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. Cool. We both help her up. And she goes upstairs. And I was like, that your friend? And he's like, no, she just fell downstairs. I was helping her. I was like, oh, I don't know her either. And then we start talking. And then different girl calls him away. And I'm like, oh, he's gone. Goodbye. Goodbye. Future love of my life. You know, I just have an Instagram crush on him. So I'm like, whatever. And he disappears. And then end of the night, I'm sitting outside by the fire. There's a drunk guy here, a normal guy here. I'm right here. And what's crazy is before I left, I actually made a pact with my high school friend that we would go home together and have sex. because him and I...
Did you have one of those where you were like, hey, like, if we don't have sex by the time we're blank, we'll have sex?
Yes.
I had one of those too.
But he had already had sex. But so essentially what happened is him and I had this weird, like, sexual tension between us at the time. And we were, like, both single. And so he was like, let's just try it. We just need to get it. We just got to knock it out of our system. Let's just get it. And so I was like, all right, I'll go home with you, shake, enjoy your night.
Why are you all saying, huh? Did none of you have one of those? Did any of you have a pact like that?
Guess not.
They're all saying
no.
Okay,
well,
that's
we
weird.
did.
Weird coincidence. I did have that.
We did, and so like I agreed with him that I was gonna go home with him that night. But then I found out my Instagram crush was single, and what are you supposed to do? You have to set priorities, right?
Right.
So
oh, poor man.
Yeah. So I'm sitting. No, it gets worse. So and this is my best friend from high school. Like he's like one of my best guy friends.
My pact was also my best friend.
Yeah, you just gotta try it. You know. Anyway, and so I'm sitting outside. All of a sudden, Instagram crush comes out, sits next to me.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
It's crazy. Sits down, puts his arm around me. I'm like,
okay. Oh, wow.
She's freaking out. She's like, the hovering, it worked. What the heck? They love me. Right? You're like, I'm fucking Kim K now. Yeah. Like, everyone wants me. And then, so, I think I've told this story before.
Okay.
So this drunk guy is rambling on and he's saying bullshit and we're all laughing and kind of like trolling him and feeding him to say more bullshit. And finally, me, with the confidence of a drunk fraternity girl, says, oh, I just can't listen to him anymore. And he's in the Instagram crush is like, yeah, he's crazy. And I was like, I can't even look at him. And he was like, what? And so I flip my leg, straddle him.
Oh my God!
I straddle him.
What?
Yeah. I flip my leg, I straddle him, and he's like all for it. He's like, okay. And he was like, can you even talk to him anymore?
Yeah, thank you for the 5.
He says, can you even talk to him anymore? And I was like, I can't even talk to him. So then I just start making out with this guy. Craziest shit I've ever done. I'm not a crazy person.
That is fucking crazy.
So I start making out with him. We're just outside making out by the fire at this frat party. I'm straddling him. It's crazy. And then from behind me I hear, Blair. And I turn around. I'm like, fuck. And it's like my best guy friend from high school. He's like, no. Do you need a ride home? And I'm like,
dude, I've broken a guy's heart straddling another guy at a frat party too once.
Yeah. And I go, I have my split second to think. And I'm like, Instagram crush or like the pact? And I'm like, Instagram crush. I was like, nope, I'm good. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then so he leaves and whatever, and I make out with Instagram crush. Instagram crush is like, do you want to go home? Do you want to go back to my place? Like the line? And I was like, he said the line. Mind you, I'm super inexperienced at this point.
To my place.
Yeah, he says, do you want to go back to my place? And I was like, yeah, that's a thing I get asked. I've never been asked that before.
Side anecdotal story. One time, a guy asked me if he wanted to go back, if I wanted to go back to his place, and I was like, are you gonna kill me? And he was like, no. And I was like, I don't believe you. And I turned around.
Damn. Yeah, and then we went back to his place, and I've definitely told this story before, where we were walking in, and there was some it was Halloween, so there were some people walking past. It was like 1 a.m, and they were like, oh, hey girl, you want to come hang out with us instead? And I was like, no, I'm okay. And I'm like going inside in my big high heels, and then we walk inside, and they throw a brick through the window. Yeah.
That's so
bad.
And
it was terrifying.
What the fuck?
And I was like, I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't mean to them, was I? And he's like, no, you're fine. Like, blah, blah. Anyway, we tried to have our one night stand, but he couldn't get it up because he was too drunk. And so then in the morning, he took me, got my coffee, dropped me off, and
then 5 years later. Best in love.
Well, not anymore. We're broken up.
Well, yeah, I know.
This was not Ludwig.
Right.
That's the dumb thing is, like, I tell these stories, and, like, people are always like, easy, Ludwig, and it's like, no, guys. Ludwig.
Most people know that we're not talking about
Ludwig and I have a very lovely, different story. That it's like I don't really want to reflect on it because of parasocial relationships. I've told many stories before about Ludwig, but it's like sometimes people get a little too, like when they know information about like me and Ludwig because of who he is and who I am, they like get really weird. Like they're like, hey, so LOL, remember that time?
Too deep. Ew.
Yeah. And so it's just like, so I don't talk about it that way. But yeah, that is my one night stand story that didn't turn into one night stand. It was a great relationship. Yeah, it was a great relationship.
Wait, how did my one night stand even start?
Literally, the reason we broke up is because I was like ready to start living my life, and he was like, "Nah, bro," and I was like, "Oh, LOL, you don't love me," and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, fuck." He had another Instagram crush, probably. Happens.
You know what? Actually, I just had like the craziest flashback, and I haven't thought about it in so long. But the guy was really smooth. That's probably how he got a one-night stand. Is the way that my one-night stand started is we were upstairs at this bar, and there was like a booth. I haven't thought about this in so long. I'm literally just thinking about it right now. There was like a booth, and we were dancing, and we were like dancing really close to the booth. Like there was just this like red booth like sitting right there, and it was empty. And then I was like, "Look at you! You can dance." And he was like, "You can come over here." And then he like pulled me down to the couch and started making out with me.
What?
Yeah.
I will say
That was smooth as hell.
That's
actually.
very smooth.
Yeah.
That's very smooth.
Yeah, and then he was just like, "Do you want to go home?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we walked.
Was that quick?
No, I mean we made out for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And then I went home with him, and I was just like, sending my location to people. But yeah, I had a guy that was like,
And you had sex,
you
and then you left at 5:30 and never talked to him again.
No, I went on one other date with him.
Then it doesn't count as a one-night stand.
I know, that's what I said that. I was like, I don't know if that counts, but he's like the closest thing to a one-night stand.
Yeah, I mean, mine doesn't count either. So
right.
we just told 2 stories about one-night stands that don't count.
We're fake bitches. But anyway, I had another guy ask me if I wanted to go home with him. I was like, "Are you gonna kill me?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "I don't believe you." And I think I literally flipped him off and walked away. That was after we made out at a party. The one guy that I straddled at a frat party and broke someone's heart. And I made out with this guy outside of a party for a while, and like we were just making out at a frat party.
Yeah.
Like I don't know his name. I don't think I knew his name at the time. I certainly don't know it now. We made out outside, and then I went inside. And then I started making out with this other guy, and I was, like, straddling him on the couch, making out with him. And he came in, and he pulled us apart on the couch. He was like, "Are you serious right now?" He was like, "How could you do this to me?" And I was like, "I don't even know your name. Like, what do you think this is? Like, we haven't had that conversation."
Oh, my God.
It was really
awkward. Audio
awkward.
listeners, I'm gasping.
It was crazy. And
that
then
is
the
crazy.
Playboy story.
Wait, Playboy story?
Because you said you were dressed as a Playboy bunny. I have all these, like, in my brain right now.
Playboy bunny.
I
was 20 pounds light. I was probably 30 pounds lighter. I was great. What happened?
Shut up. I was at a frat party, and I went there in a gray t-shirt and jeans, and it was Playboy themed.
Oof. Yikes.
All the girls were in lingerie.
You're embarrassing. You.
And were dressed as It was the most pick-me shit. It was so cringe. It wasn't cringe because they were all, like, dressed hot and I wasn't. It was cringe because I looked like I knew, and I didn't want to dress up.
Oh, so you came off as a pick-me.
I felt like such a pick-me.
Yeah.
It was awful.
I don't think it's bad to be a pick-me. I think sometimes you should get picked. Like, pick-me... Okay, I will say there's an aggressive amount of, the definition... Let me Google it. I'm going to Google definition of pick-me girl.
Yo, can I get more Snoop Dogg wine?
Yeah. Oh, you can't, actually.
Oh my God. Actually, I need to go get a new bottle, so I'll be right back. Yeah, let's get a new bottle.
Take a seat.
Okay.
You get a seat, and I'll be right back.
Welcome to the stream. So one time I went to a frat party.
Okay.
I was in a gray t-shirt and jeans, and it was Playboy themed.
Gray t-shirt and jeans, and it was Playboy themed.
So all the girls were dressed in lingerie and bunny ears, and were dressed as Playboy bunnies.
You looked like Eminem.
Yeah, and I didn't know that it was that theme, so I looked like a huge pick-me. Like, I looked like I was just, like, not trying to be that bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I went with it. It was fine, chat. I still did my thing. I went to the party. I made out with a guy at the party, but he was bad at making out. We were on the dance floor. We were making out. And he was like, "Hey, like, do you want to get out of here?" Like, he, like, whispered in my ear, like, "Do you want to get out of here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And so
Without you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ducked. We were, like, ducking through the crowd. I went intentionally faster than he could. He was holding my hand. I, like, slipped my hand out, and I went through a bunch of people, and I ran down the street to another frat house.
Right on. What makes a guy bad at kissing?
He just put all of the weight of his head on my face.
Oh.
Like, it was like he was taller than me.
It was like he was trying to fucking headbutt you?
I was looking up at him, he was taller, and I just felt like...
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like, I just felt his whole head. He was hammered, so, like, that's probably why. But, like, I just remember feeling his whole head on my head, and I was like, I can't do this today. Mm-hmm. You know?
That's
so he was like, "You want to get out of here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I really do." And I ran away, and I went to another party. That wasn't Playboy themed.
That's great.
It was sick.
You want to get out of here? Yeah. Without you, motherfucker. Zoom in. Dude, I like that my hair wax is still here.
Yeah, that's actually
By the way, for those that are listening, Mythical is back. Welcome. I came to get more Snoop Dogg wine.
Oh
But
my god, you know what, Myth? If you're still here,
what's up?
you should be in our Omegle video.
Oh, true.
You guys
If
doing
you're still
Omegle?
here in like,
You want to see a
I
bunch of
Yeah.
dicks?
Well,
Yeah.
I think I will be because
because everyone's having fun, it looks like.
yeah, and we just ordered McDonald's, so
Oh,
I'm staying and eating.
Great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
It's,
if you'll-
dude, it's only like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, it's 9:30. We're almost on hour 3 of our podcast. We're just cruising.
You guys
We're
are on
killing
hour
it.
3?
We're so
dude,
good at our
Judy and I
podcast.
can talk for so long.
We
Wow.
can. Our phone calls are actually bad. 'cause
It's so
we'll just
bad.
go.
How the fuck do you do this? Huh?
Where's your bottle of your cup?
I got a cup right here, but... Jesus!
Call me out.
You open this?
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Nothing's wrong.
That's good.
You know what's interesting is this is all the extra wine that I ordered from for Shit Camp. This is from Shit Camp.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, she can't.
Okay.
She can't pay me
We're
back.
on to Virginity Stories.
Oh, nice.
I'll begin.
Okay.
When I was 16, I thought that I was gay because I could draw, man. Cool. No, I didn't think that I was gay at 16. When I was 16, I dated a guy for 5 years. I started dating when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And we had sex when I was 16. And
16.
16.
I couldn't imagine losing my virginity at 16.
Wow.
I think a lot of people lose their virginity.
When did
at
you lose your
16.
virginity?
8.
19.
Did you say 8? You
No,
said
no.
8.
Can you imagine?
19.
No. Yeah, 19.
Okay. Yeah, I was 16, which I thought was pretty normal. Actually, let me think if I want to tell this story. Yeah, I think it's fine. I asked my mom, because we had talked, me and my boyfriend at the time had talked about it a lot. We were like, yeah, like, we're going to have sex.
You're like, we're ready.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I told my mom, I was like, me and blank have talked about it a lot. Like, can you help me get birth control?
Oh my god, wow.
That's so responsible of
And
you.
she flipped out. She was mad.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she was
Oh.
like,
Well, that's fucked.
you're not, like, that's not okay. Like, I
Oh,
it
that
was
sucks.
like very,
That
it was
sucks
like,
because you did the right thing.
no, it was
Yeah.
not a good conversation. And then I was like, when did you lose your virginity? 16.
Oh, mother.
And I was like, mm-mm.
Mother.
Give me the pill now.
Yeah, that's crazy that she'd be mad. That's so
no, but
responsible
she, like,
of you.
after a couple hours, she was like, I lost my virginity at 16. Like, thank you for telling me. And then she helped me go.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would say any teenagers in chat, if you're trying to have sex and you're not comfortable talking to your parents, it's more important to go like a Planned Parenthood and get birth control than it is to just say, oh, I'm not going to talk to my parents about it.
Planned Parenthood fucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really weird.
It's
phrasing.
really, really great. So, like, for me, for example, even when I was at 21, I had no clue about how sex worked because of my religious upbringing, that I had to go to a Planned Parenthood and get help. A lot of people think Planned Parenthood and they think abortion, but that's only 1% of what they fucking do.
That's all that I thought Planned Parenthood was until I was like 19.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people don't understand, but yeah, I had to go to
Dude.
Planned Parenthood and get birth control.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood is great. I've gotten
I heard you can
STD
get
tests
free
at Planned
condoms.
Parenthood.
Hey, you can get free
Hell
condoms?
Man.
I have a whole bag. Well, not anymore, but I got a whole bag. They just sent me home with a huge bag of condoms. I was like, let's go.
They're very helpful. It's a very good place, and
Yeah.
if you think otherwise, it's because you don't know enough about them. Genuinely,
Truing.
that's really it. I mean, every human needs to have sex, and we need to have sex safely. So Planned Parenthood is a necessity. Because
Okay,
if you're
so-
raised like me, you fucking need it. Anyway, sorry.
True.
It's an important message.
So 16, I did get on birth control, and then we were like, all right, we're ready.
It's crazy because you have to wait how long for birth control to work? Like 3 weeks, right?
We didn't wait through. It was
Oh.
like less than a week probably
Irresponsible.
when I started taking it. Why? Yeah. What do you mean?
She tried her best.
16. I think. Also, mind you, this is so much information. Should we talk about like hymens?
It's
Like,
important.
when did you pop your cherry? How did that happen?
I don't think I ever
Isn't that a
did.
myth?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think it's a
Myth.
myth.
That 100% happened to me.
I never
What do you
bled.
mean?
That is not a myth.
Yeah, it is. The hymen, like, breaking for it. Like,
I feel like
Like a
tampon.
little bit of blood.
losing your... Okay, so the hymen being damaged in relationship
People
to
are
you
saying
losing your
myth.
virginity
Are you
is
saying
a
myth because myth is here?
No, they're saying that's a myth. Like,
Okay, so
I-
tell me.
Well,
yeah, they're like lulling because it's like myth saying it's a myth. It's a whole thing now.
Wait, so tell me why I bled at 15 then. Did
Well,
he just break something?
It's possible, but like, okay, so there was, I forgot what country, but there was this country that like tried deciphering which one of their women were virgins or not based off of the hymen and hymen damage.
Oh, yeah,
But
I
it
remember
was,
that.
but that is a completely false way of determining whether or not someone has like had sexual
I
intercourse
think
or
it
not.
can happen.
But it can, yeah.
I think it did happen. I'm
Yeah.
pretty convinced.
Then
that
there you go.
that's
'Cause
what that
I've
was.
heard of friends say that too, but it definitely didn't happen to me, and I definitely didn't have sex prior.
It wasn't with sex. It was just fingering, and then we both
Oh.
were like, "Oh, like that's what just happened."
I mean, did you ever use tampons prior to that?
Do you have long nails?
No,
See, I think
Oh.
a tampon probably took me out.
probably.
Tampon took my virginity. It was very romantic.
Because I couldn't use
God.
tampons until after I started having sex because it freaked me out to put anything in there.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
It was so weird.
First time I ever used a tampon, it hurt so bad.
I almost passed out on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
My sister asked
it
if I wanted
hurts.
help, and I said no.
It hurts so bad, Myth. You don't know what it's like.
I don't.
It hurts. Male privilege is so...
God, honestly,
Annoying.
there's some days where I wake up and I thank God that I was born with a penis.
I wish I had a penis.
I
I would fuck all y'all's dads if I had. Well,
Well,
anyway. Okay, so 16. Okay, I had already the hymen broke or whatever, which I guess is a myth. I don't fucking know. And then I got on birth control, and then we were like, all right, let's do this thing. And then we started doing the thing, and then I cried.
Doing it? During it?
During.
That's romantic.
I started crying.
Why?
Wait, why?
I don't think I was ready.
Oh no.
I was just so scared. I was like super stressed out, and I like looked down at what was happening, and I was like, that's fucking mortifying. I was like, that's not right.
Oh, you looked at it.
Yeah, we were in like missionary.
Oh, it took me years to look at it.
Okay, wow. And I like looked down and I was like, this is not natural. Like I'm not ready for this at all. And I started crying and I was like, I'm not ready. And he was like, that's fine. And then
But
we
he already
stopped.
coomed, probably.
No.
Really? As a high schooler?
No.
Impressive, young man.
No, honestly, we stopped for like maybe an hour and then did it again and it was fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then
And then you were
fine.
ready. You felt like you were ready in that half hour.
I don't know if I was ready, but I didn't cry again.
You were like, I'm fine now.
I've
grown. I'm a half hour older.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry the second time. And we just went again, and it was fine.
Where were you?
In his bed at his parents' house.
Were his parents home?
Yeah.
Did they know?
No.
You put like a note on the door?
Fuck no. I wasn't a soundboard at
Hello,
16. I
losing
didn't know
my
what to say at
virginity.
16.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a very quiet time. I think we had How I Met Your Mother playing on TV.
Very cool. That's
Very
a cool
nice.
thing to lose your virginity to. I lost my virginity to Walk the Line.
Walk the line? Is this a song?
Wow.
Yeah. With it's a Johnny Cash movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a movie about Johnny Cash.
I didn't have anything
Joaquin
playing.
Phoenix. And who plays the girl lead? I think like Kate Hudson? No, that doesn't seem right. I don't know. Tell your story, Myth.
Oh. My story was pretty simple. I was on an inflatable mattress.
Wow. Romance.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, did you just choke on your wine with me saying
Oh,
that?
that's so sick.
He was on an inflatable mattress.
I was on an
just
inflatable
got a
mattress
winner chicken dinner.
in the girl's like house, in her like basement, and then she was like, "Do you want to put it in?" And I was like,
That's the line
She
she
said,
used?
"Do you want to put it in?"
Yeah,
She's a romantic.
Damn.
yeah. Like we're cuddling
means
and like
business.
messing around a little bit, and she's like, "Do you want to put it in?" Like what's stopping you? And I was like, "Fuck it, you're right."
Did you use a
Let's go
condom?
in. No.
Myth. My first time I didn't use a condom either because I got
Yeah.
tricked.
Tricked.
Got tricked?
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
we'll get
Myth,
there.
finish your story, and then Cutie's going.
No, yeah, and then we had sex for like probably 6 minutes, and then it was over.
That's pretty solid for the
That
first
feels
time.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Respect.
and then yeah, it was solid.
Was she on birth control?
No.
Did you buy her
I don't
plan
think
B?
What the fuck happened
You're
then?
crazy.
You
No,
was a
I
baby?
pulled out. No, I didn't have a baby. I pulled
Have you ever
out.
taken a plan B?
I pulled out.
I take Plan B's like vitamins.
I was gonna
bought-
say,
I
Sam,
bought
dude, I've taken
Plan
so many
B.
plan Bs.
I've taken so many Plan. I had to take a
Bought a
fucking.
few.
I had to take a Plan B in Italy.
Love me a good plan
Can
B.
you imagine that?
She just admitted she had sex in Italy.
They know.
She had sex
Wait, do you guys
Plan
get the brand name or do you get like store brand?
Oh, I get the brand name.
Brand name. Brand name.
Solid. I respect that.
You don't?
No,
Oh.
I do as well.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I don't know. Like seeing that pink little box, I'm like, you're the one.
One time I went to get a plan B, and you have to go to like the farm. Well,
It
I
does
think-
suck.
You have to go
yeah.
to the pharmacist and like ask for a plan B.
Or you can
Huh?
get it from Planned Parenthood.
Wait, what?
True.
Plan
But
B?
if you go to like
Yeah.
a CVS,
Can you just go to CVS?
Yeah.
if you
but
go to
have to get it from the
CVS,
pharmacist.
you have to
No.
ask
It's
the
locked up.
pharmacist if they have a plan B.
Maybe not.
And I
Oh.
went. I went with the guy
It's different now.
to the pharmacy.
I believe it's different now. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I had to go to.
Yeah.
I went to CVS. I went to the pharmacy, and you have to ask for it. And I went with the guy, and then
So awkward.
at the register, we were like arguing over who was gonna pay for it. I was like, I got it, and he's like, no, it's my fault. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. And I was like, no, it's really
The
fine. Like,
pharmacist
I was
is like, this
I
again.
was like, it's so expensive. Don't worry. They're like $60. I was like, don't worry about it. It's seriously not a big deal. Like, I wanted it. Like, you're fine. He's like, no. Like, seriously, this was my bad. Like, I came inside you. Let me pay for it. And the pharmacist was just like,
Farmer's just like, cash or credit? Like, fuck. Come on, man.
anyway, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you just like go up, you get the little case that's like in the aisle, but you can't get it, and then you go to the front desk and they're just
And
like,
they,
oh,
like, unlock
they pull,
it,
yeah, they
yeah.
pull it from the bottom and they're like, here you go. Super simple process now.
Yeah, what was really cool about Italy, chat knows this, the reason I had to get a plan B is mostly because Ludwig is dumb. Well, Ludwig, it's fine, because Ludwig told the story on the podcast. Ludwig and I have sex, normal sex, and he doesn't get me off, and I'm like, damn. And I fall back asleep. And then I'm like, I would have really liked to get off. And so I wake him up, and I'm like, hey, round 2. And he's like,
Oh
all
my
right.
God.
He goes for round 2, and he finishes again before
Goodbye.
before I can finish. But this time he pulls out for some reason, because we were just warming up. So it's like sometimes you can put it in before you put the
Sure.
condom on, you know.
Yeah.
But he finishes before it gets to the
how much have you
condom
had right now?
step.
Are you tipsy at all?
My face is warm.
Okay, you're giving like a lot of information. Are you cool?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
cool.
okay, great.
Ludwig gave this information
Okay,
on
great.
the podcast.
Continue.
So Ludwig, did I just see Nick in chat?
No.
I thought I just saw Falco. Ludwig has already told the story, so I can give this information.
Okay. All right.
So Ludwig finishes before even like getting to the condom putting on. And so I'm like, God damn it, like what the fuck? So I don't get off again, by the way. Very frustrating for the one who initiated it. But then I'm like, did you pull out in time? And he goes, I think so.
Oh.
I think so.
You don't say I think so when this could lead to a baby.
That's a no.
That's a
Speaking
no.
from experience, that's a
That's a
no.
no.
Think so. I'm like, God damn it, I'm in Italy. I'm gonna have to find a plan B in Italy. And he's like, sorry. And I'm like, I'm gonna murder you.
How was getting Plan B in Italy?
Actually, they're so great in Italy.
Oh, nice.
You just go to a normal pharmacy, and it's called Bella One or something there. I googled like Italian Plan B, and I was nervous because it's like a very religious heavy
Damn, you
state.
got that brand name. Shit.
Yeah, and so I walked in,
Italian.
and
They're foreign.
I showed him a picture because they only speak Italian, and I was like, this, and she gave it to me, and then I took it, and then
Easy.
yeah, I think it might be the reason that because I took that in October, and then in December I started getting really gnarly hormonal acne.
Oh.
So I have a feeling that it might have fucked up my
That
hormones.
is so scary.
Italian
And
Plan
so-
It's
B.
only ever made me tired, like super tired for a few hours, and that's it.
It has given me cramps for sure. I think one time it worked because I had
One
a really
time?
gnarly period after.
One time I hooked up with a guy in college, and then the next morning his friend took me to get a Plan B, bought me the Plan B, bought me lunch, and then tried to hook up with me.
That's romantic.
And I was like, that's a little weird, but thank you for the Plan B.
Wait, whoa. So, like, before you guys did anything, he was just like, Plan B and lunch.
You want to know the whole very dark
What the
story? Just
Yes.
because it's gonna kill the vibe.
What
that
the
is the
fuck?
point of this podcast.
It's gonna
is these
absolutely
stories.
kill the vibe.
It's okay. That's why I haven't told my virginity stories. It'll
Absolutely.
Guys are
Really
so
kill the vibe.
fucking weird sometimes. I'm gonna be honest.
Get ready. This
Okay.
is a lot of information. Because Stream already knows about this.
Madge.
It was the night that I got raped at the frat party, okay?
Oh.
And then the next morning, he was like,
Oh,
This
he
happened?
pulled the hero card.
his friend was like, this happened last night, and I was like, no, it didn't. Because I blacked out and
Yeah.
I had no idea that anything happened, and I was like, that didn't happen. Like, I didn't have sex with that person. He was like, yes, you did. And I was like, take me to get a Plan B. So we went to get a Plan B, he bought it for me, and then we came back, and he got me
Wow.
lunch. We came back to their house. I'm crying. He's got his arm around me. He's like, it's okay. Like, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, you're okay. And then he started making moves, and he tried to hook up with me.
To the audible listeners, my mouth is fucking to the floor right now.
Isn't that crazy?
Audio listeners, Maya and I deal with trauma in the same way, where we just say it very bluntly.
Sorry, that was a
So
lot.
I know you're probably like, the
There you
R
go.
word, but yeah, we're processing
It was a lot.
things.
It was like,
we both go to therapy.
I still don't
okay.
really know what happened because I had blacked out that night, and then the next morning, multiple people were like, "Yeah, this happened." And I was like, "No way."
Yeah.
That's fucking.
But then I asked him, and he was like,
terrible,
"Yeah, that's what
man.
happened." And I was like, "Yo, like, hello."
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you mean?
So he's seen like dude, I feel like so many guys have like this damsel in distress.
Yeah, they have the hero mode.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird though.
It was so weird.
Oh, man, that's fucking weird.
It was so weird. Anyway, I told you, I gave you a good warning that the mood was going to be brought down. So now that it's
I
already,
know, that was a great story.
now
to
that it's
share.
already on the floor, cutie.
No,
It's my time to
that's
shine.
fine.
I will say I'm a storyteller by nature. Like I'm an embellisher and an overtalker. So
I've
it's
been
like
on my essay before.
it's always okay. How was it, man?
I didn't like it.
Why?
I don't know. I just maybe she wasn't doing it right, but I just like wasn't all about it.
Okay.
I was trying to pick up the mood. Did it work? Sorry, I think I cut you off.
Cutie,
Cutie.
go ahead. Cutie's traumatic virginity story.
Anyway, I'm dramatic, and so it's like I feel like my stories are always like really long, and everyone else is like, yeah. So we were listening to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I lost my virginity. But I know it wasn't as How I Met Your Mother. By the way, I'm a listener. I listen to you. We're friends.
Respect.
And that's your story. But my story is kind of long because I'm a storyteller, so bear with me. I didn't get my ass ate, though.
Big. That'd be really weird when you lose your virginity. I'd be really alarmed.
So, this is actually the same story as when I accidentally dated someone who had already had a girlfriend.
Oh.
This man's...
Oh, wait. Okay, I have a story about that. Remind me.
This man... Okay, so the interesting thing...
You lost your virginity to a taken man?
Yeah. I didn't
Damn.
I didn't know he was taken.
How old were you?
I was 21.
Mm.
So here's the deal. Again, I was raised Mormon. I didn't believe in sex, drugs, or rock and roll until I was 21, and then I was like, it's time to live my life. What's interesting, though, is I think this guy might be a predator.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to explain this in the most, how I can explain it the best. So, I worked at Old Navy. Chat, we've talked about this. I worked at Old Navy. I became corporate manager eventually, blah, 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 blah. And when I was 16 at Old Navy, this man was 21.
Okay.
And he would...
Tell me you didn't lose it at 16.
No, I lost it at 21.
Okay. He was
So
there
he
the whole
was-
time? Oh, okay.
So, it was right... No, wait, I had to have been 20 then. I don't remember what year I lost my virginity. But I'm doing the math in my head right now, and I didn't work there that long. I worked there for exactly... Oh, I don't know when I lost my virginity.
But it was to a Johnny Cash.
This is a great loser.
It might have been... I might have been 19. I'm doing the math, and I'm realizing I didn't work at Old Navy as that long, so I couldn't have been... Anyway, regardless. Okay, it doesn't matter. I was 16, and he was in a band, and he was covered in tattoos. I want to show you guys both a picture, because he was actually very attractive.
Okay.
He sounds hot. I'm gonna be honest. I love tattoos.
He looked like Adam Levine.
Okay, but he groomed you?
Jesus.
But maybe he groomed me,
Okay.
is what I'm realizing now as an adult.
My math teacher groomed me in high school.
Damn.
Woof.
Huh?
Woof.
I hate when that happens. Let me find a good picture of him. Because he's a tattoo artist now.
Mm-hmm.
But he used to be covered in tattoos, and he was a manager at Old Navy.
Dude, I
That's
love
sick.
tattoos. Tattoos
Chat.
are sick.
A lot of people are saying, quick anecdote. Nothing crazy. He was just really into me. Alright? And I was in high school. And then a few years out of high school, he got arrested for sexual assault of a student, of a minor. And then he messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, will you please testify and say I was a good person? And I was like, upon reflection, can't do that for you.
Upon reflection?
Yeah,
No.
I was like, you know what? I can't say that, because that's definitely what you were going for, and I can't do that for you in court.
Wow.
And he was like, got it. Like, thought we were cool. And I was like, you know, I did too. But respectfully, you just wanted to have sex with me. Anyway.
I'm trying to find a picture.
Damn.
But he's like...
Dude, did he fucking get, like, charged?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's
He's
go.
He's not in prison right now, though. I don't
Right
know.
on. How long did he go to jail for?
I don't know.
Okay. Fuck him.
I have to scroll because he's like a
Here's-
tattoo artist. See, so he only posts tattoos now.
Rip bozo.
I've got to scroll, but it's worth it because I want you guys... I promise it was like, as a
Here,
16-year-old
I can
who
find
used
him.
to listen to My Chemical Romance.
Let me find him. You
Okay.
tell your story.
Wait, no,
Oh.
I'm close. Sorry. I'm close. And there's a specific picture that I want to show you because that's when I was into him.
Okay.
But I know I'm really close now.
I have to
Loaded.
pee so bad.
Loaded.
Yeah?
Can you stall on your story if I go pee really fast?
I can stall finding this picture.
I can stall. I can talk about another story of mine.
Talk about when you got your ass ate or something.
Oh.
Yeah, how did that get initiated? Did she just go for it, or?
Well, I think she just wanted to like try it. She like asked me, and I was comfortable.
Uh-huh.
I was in a relationship.
Oh, you were dating her.
Yeah, I was
It
dating
sounded
her.
like you were like just in a relationship.
No. So I was in a relationship with her. I was dating this girl, and she asked to do it to me, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, sure, why not? I listen. I'm all for the philosophy of if you have a partner that you're comfortable with and that you feel safe around, then you could try out anything, almost anything. That's fine. That's okay. And so I tried this out with my partner, and I realized it just wasn't doing anything for me. I was there, you know, like, man, I was there like legs up and shit. You know what I mean? Like
That's what was happening?
yeah, like I was like this, and just
That feels
nothing.
like not the position.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that was like easy access. That like.
I guess I don't know how to eat out
I
a
don't know.
man's ass.
But it
Yes,
just
chat, you've
wasn't-
entered the category of we're both a few bottles, a few glasses deep. Okay, congrats, you made it here.
Welcome. But it just wasn't doing anything for me. So
Yeah.
I was like, this just might not be for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think, but the funny thing is that like, after that experience, she was kind of like, well, you know, I think I was maybe doing it wrong. So like, maybe like
She
try
was like,
again.
let me try again. Oh,
But
no.
it just never did anything for me. So I was like, this is just not for me. Yeah. And that's when I learned that, you know, I getting my ass ate, just not for me.
Yeah. That is crazy that she went in for seconds.
I mean, it's
But it
okay.
is also-
I don't think it's crazy. I think that's okay.
It's also
Someone's
important.
dating.
Like, sometimes, you know, it's not for you. And so
You
that,
want to please your partner.
that means the next time if she's like, if you could meet a girl that wants to do that, you can be like, oh, it's actually not really for me. And she doesn't have
Yeah.
to deal with, like, the rejection of trying it and you being like, don't do that again. Because the don't do that again is always kind of hard to swallow.
No, I think it was okay. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't like, don't do that again. That wasn't my tone about it. It was just like, this doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear voices.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I hear Ludwig said,
So
Ludwig said, scary walk.
Dude, I like almost busted my ass.
It's actually,
coming
it's
out here. I need
genuinely,
to try my
it's
flashlight.
a bit of a thing.
Yo. Oh,
Look
is
who
the
it is.
Mackey's
My
here?
boyfriend!
What'd you order? Big Mac, Nuggies.
Is that,
And
did
a
you get
McFlurry?
a McFlurry? Not me a McFlurry?
I did not get you a McFlurry.
Oh! Whine about it.
Party foul.
Hey!
guys.
Bum ba bum 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 ba da 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 da. All right.
Ludwig, what is this?
Oh, this is a foreskin from a human. This is one of God's great creations. Or it's one of those poppers that you flip inside out and then it goes.
You're exactly right.
Wait for
I
it.
know exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
gonna pop soon. You guys are gonna lose your mind when this pops.
Yes.
Longer than usual though.
I'm telling the story of how I lost my virginity. Do you want to hear it?
Oi, 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 kaba. Let me get this guy's Big Mac. You get started on that. You know what I mean? I gotta clean up around here.
Okay.
I got McFlurry.
I want a chicken nugget. Can I have a body from McFlurry?
Absolutely.
Yay! Ludwig knows I'm on a diet, so he wouldn't get me any.
I got extra Oreo.
Mmm.
Bussin'. Respectfully. Mm-hmm.
McFlurries will always be just amazing. I have to have 2 chicken nuggets, and then I can tell you. Audio listeners, that was my boyfriend Ludwig. He just brought us McDonald's. I'm happy to have you guys here. Chat, how many viewers do we have live? We have to stay above 10K for this podcast to exist.
$8. I can't read that.
Me neither.
16?
15.
11?
15.
Oh.
I'll just
15.
check.
I could read. No, I'm good at 15. 15.8.
Well, congratulations. You get an episode 4. Way to show up, you guys.
It's 15.7, 15.8.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I have
huge.
such good vision. Holy fuck.
Ludwig, we're famous
Why?
because Conrad West made us that way.
Oh shit, made that bitch famous?
No, I don't know about that, guys.
I made that bitch famous.
He didn't, though.
Kanye made Taylor Swift famous, not you
Ludwig,
guys.
Oh no!
don't get me started. Maya hates when I talk about Taylor Swift on this.
Yo, Sibby, thank you for the 20.
Did Kanye West bring attention to Taylor Swift? Yes.
No.
However,
Did she make that bitch famous?
No.
Shut up and tell us how you lost your virginity.
In this essay, I hope to prove that Kanye West made that bitch famous.
He didn't make her famous. She was talented enough.
Are you
Can I
saying
have a
bitch
blanket?
because she's a woman?
I want to sit crisscross, but I can't because I'm wearing a dress.
Ludwig, will you give Ludwig stop?
Ludwig is useless.
I got you food.
Thank you so much.
Chicken nugget, chicken nugget.
Throw it at her. That was more at me, but
I'm sorry, I missed most
Audio
of it.
listeners,
It's
Ludwig
fine.
threw a bunch of paper towels at Maya, but missed and hit Myth, and then Myth threw it at Maya. And now Ludwig is asking for it back, and Maya's saying ew.
Can you give me the rest?
Ew, what? Disgusting.
Lud, you don't want to hear the story of how I lost my virginity?
No.
I'm listening to the pod.
Where?
On stream.
What?
On my phone.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I thought you guys were in... I
I
was
still-
nervous you guys were in the living
No,
room.
no,
I
no.
still need to smash or pass Pokemon.
Chat said you were...
After.
Chat was offended that I watched lesbian porn. Are you offended?
That. What do you mean offended?
Like, are you
That
like
was-
mad?
That you watched it at all?
I watched lesbian porn almost exclusively.
No, that's all right.
See?
I
Well,
watched
did you
gay
hear me?
porn almost exclusively.
That's also alright.
Wow!
I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da. You know that I should. Da-da-da-da-da. I feel good.
It was just funny because we said the lesbian porn thing and people in chat were like, poor Lud, and I was like, that means nothing to do with Lud. Anyway.
Yeah, why is that a poor Lud thing?
Okay. Let me finish the chicken nugget and I'll tell my story.
Okay.
It's been so long since I've had chicken nuggets. You're so good.
They do well with the
Imagine just sitting, having a chill
They better.
podcast, and then being provided with hot chicken nuggets.
They pair nicely with 19 Crimes by Snoop Doggy Dogg.
wine. How would you? Do you guys rate your wines?
Mm-hmm.
What is this one? rated?
Every episode
Yeah.
we start. We actually have we put numbers to them, Maya? We're only on episode 3, so I guess we
They
can
was
start.
5. What's
Huh?
the question?
1 out of 10. What would you rate this wine?
Yeah, you guys should rate your wines.
I'm
always.
giving this a 4. Oh,
3.
so it's a 3.5.
I got 4. It's a 4. 4's fine.
It's a 4. It's a 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg's Cali Red, 19 Crimes. Oh,
Snoop
Cali
Doggy
Rose.
Dogg.
I apologize. I love Snoop Doggy Dogg. Anyway, this is the man I lost my virginity to.
Oh,
oh
yeah.
shit.
If you are a 16-year-old girl that listens to My Chemical Romance,
Yeah,
Chat, it's Machine Gun Kelly.
that's fair.
She didn't
I
really
lost my
like
virginity to Machine Gun Kelly.
Basically, as a
He-
man, yeah.
Was
that.
very...
He was fine.
Yeah. I don't have the best pictures of it. There used to be a
Oh
picture
my
of him
God.
shirtless.
Oh my god.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
He's hot.
If I was into rock music and I was just getting out of being a Mormon, like, I would fuck him.
He's the one with the
I'd
red
fuck him.
pant flannel.
I would fuck
Yeah.
him if he wasn't a
Yeah.
groomer.
He was ripped. He was tatted up. He was gorgeous.
But he groomed you?
He might have groomed me, but that's
Oh.
questionable.
Just a little
We'll
bit.
get there. So essentially, what happened is I was 16. He would invite me over to kickbacks at his house, and I didn't drink or anything back then, but I showed up. Anyway, I genuinely don't know when I lost my virginity. I don't. I always said 21, but now that I'm doing the math, I might have lost it at like 19. No,
Hmm.
I'm gonna stick with 21, but it might not be correct. Anyway,
Subscribe, losers.
years later, chat.
You got ads.
Oh, they got ads.
Oh.
Years later, I am the hiring manager at Old Navy. Very cool. I'm the hiring manager at Old Navy. He gets our store manager is a woman and she goes on maternity leave.
Okay.
He gets transferred to my store because at this point he's at another store, right? I'm older now. He's older now, so he's like 28. I'm 21. Hypothetically, I don't know the age honestly, which is weird to say out loud, but I don't. But it couldn't have, anyway.
When
I
I
think it
was
was
in high school, I was 15, and my high school math teacher was 48.
When I was in the 3rd grade.
I thought that
I
I was
was
gay
gay.
because my math teacher groomed me.
Let me eat another chicken nugget. It's crazy because we have Zoomers in chat that don't know who Macklemore is.
Really?
Definitely.
And this song.
We could have asked Andrea who Macklemore was, and she would have.
Even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love.
Keeps me warm.
Okay. Listen, bitches. I'm telling my story. This is important. This is my heart. Listen. My God, Brooke's mom, if you're watching, she watches, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was telling you about this instead of them, because they don't care about me the way
Sorry,
Hello, Mama
no,
AB.
care.
Mama AB. So this is what happened. I'm 21. He's 28. My manager is on maternity leave. He gets transferred to my store, and it's like whatever. It's kind of cool.
That fucks.
We made out in the manager's office at one point.
Oh!
I was sitting on the safe, like on the safe that kept thousands of dollars in it, and I was like, and he was like right here, and I was
Those are my porn.
yeah, we were in a porn. Not a
Damn
real one.
shit.
At the Old Navy, not
At the Old Navy. At the Old Navy, guys. Yeah. Relax. Anyway, so then it's like, we're like back to it. The same way we were like, you know, he started inviting me to kickbacks again. And I'm like, okay. And then, and he, as gross as this is, back then I would try to dress like Taylor Swift. I would do my makeup like her. I would dress like her. I was very, I know, but
I can't stand you.
she was my only thing that I really looked up to her. I thought she was great and I wanted to be like her. So I would dress like Taylor Swift. And, he would like casually mention, he'd be like, how his biggest celebrity crush was Taylor Swift. And I was like, that's weird. That's weird, because I kind of look like her at the time. I don't look like her now, but I tried to look like her, so I did look like her. And so, then he'd invite me, and he'd watch movies that, like, I loved. He was like, what's your favorite childhood movie? And I was like, The Wizard of Oz. And he was like, let's watch it together.
Ew!
Yeah, so
I hate that.
we build a pillow fort, we watch The Wizard of Oz, he, like, gives me a beer, and I thought it was gross, and so I mixed it with Diet Coke.
Ew.
Oh, what the fuck?
Which was even grosser.
Yeah.
Anyway. And he's, like, courting me, and we're, like, dating, kind of. Yeah, we're dating. Like, we are dating. Him and I are dating. And it had been 3 months, and finally I think to myself, I go, I know this guy for my whole life. Well, not my whole life, but, like, since I was, like, 16. So I probably won't regret if I lose my virginity to him. And I know he wanted to have sex because he'd, like, talk. He'd be like, do you want to? And I'd be like, no. And he knew I was a virgin. He knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I remember the day before I decided, I invited my 2 best friends over, Ashley and Lexi, and they come over, and I'm like, guys, I think I'm going to lose my virginity to this guy. Like, I'm going to do it on purpose. It's time. I'm old enough. We need to make this happen. And they're like, okay. And I was like, what do I need to know? And they're like, let's shave everything. And I'm like, okay, doke. Yeah, everything's already shaved, but, like, let's super shave it. So we, like, throw Nair on some shit. We get everything pristine and, like... Everything's all shaved and beautiful and gorgeous, and we're like, you know, I'm like, no one's ever seen my boobs, is what I say to them. I was like, no one has ever seen my nipples, because no one had ever seen my nipples, and I was like, this sounds crazy, but I was really self-conscious if I had normal nipples. I was like, what if I don't have normal nipples?
You never watch porn?
Well, I did, but porn stars just have bigger boobs than me.
Right.
And so I'm like, what if I don't have normal nipples? And so I go, 1, 2, 3, and we all go, and I go, I have normal nipples! And I'm like, pumped, I have normal nipples,
Let's
and like, it's very
go.
exciting. And, so yeah, they, like, pump me up, and they're like, you're ready. And I'm like, I'm ready. And then the next day I go to his house, we're watching Walk the Line in his room, and we, like, start making out, and he's like, are you ready? And I was like,
Ew.
I was like, yeah. And he doesn't use a condom, and I was like, shouldn't you use a condom? Like, I said that, and me being naive, who had never had sex, he's like, oh no, you don't need it for this part. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you need it for the whole time. And he's like, no, we're just warming up. And I was like,
oh.
I was like, okay, what? And he is my boss at the time, mind you.
Oh!
And there's stories about this relationship where, like, I found him cheating on me twice, and, like, we still work together and blah, blah, blah. But, he was supposed to transfer stores, like, the next week. Like, he was supposed to go back because my boss was coming back from maternity leave because it was 3 months,
Yeah.
right? And so we have very, I don't know if he finished. I really don't. We have awful sex, really awful sex. He doesn't give me any feed. He doesn't, like, do anything. He doesn't take control in any way, shape, or form. It's just really fucking painful and awful. And I don't remember how long it lasted, but it's just awful. And that was it. And I was like, I lost my virginity. Cool. And I go to work the next day. He wasn't working that day, and I was like, I didn't think anything of it. And, but I hadn't heard from him. And I'm like, okay, like, weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird. I go home and I text him. I'm like, hey, I'm off work. Do you want to come over? Because he would come to my house or his house or whatever. And he doesn't reply. And I'm like, okay. And then I had the weekend off. So I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And then he went on a Monday, or we were both supposed to go in on Monday. And the whole weekend I like would text him and he wouldn't reply. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, at least I'll see him on Monday. I go in on Monday. He called out sick.
Oh my god.
And then he was transferring stores on Wednesday or whatever. I'm like, what the? And he calls out sick until he transfers stores. So he ghosted me.
You never heard from him again?
I never heard from him again.
Damn.
Worst part about it is that he stole my Nintendo. My Nintendo 64 was at his house with all of my games and stuff because I took it over there because he was like, let's do stuff you love. And I was like, Nintendo 64. And I brought it over and we played a bunch of games on it. And it was like super fun. He had his friends over, blah, blah, blah.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. Worse than taking my
yoink.
virginity was taking my Nintendo. He took my Nintendo, ghosted me. Ghosted me.
Men.
That is so fucked.
And like a year later, that's why I think my timing's off. I don't think I lost it at 21 because I was definitely not at Old Navy when I was 22. Anyway, and so a year later, we're both at the same. We're both in corporate management at that point, and we're at a training together. And it's the first time I've seen him and even interacted with him. And we're in a group of people, and we walk up, and he introduces himself to me.
No.
And he acted like he didn't know me.
No. What a.
It was crazy.
What?
What a bitch.
It took every ounce. The best thing about it, though, is listen, guys, I'm a little psychotic
Did you punch
sometimes.
him in the nuts?
No, my revenge was fucking his best friend.
Let's go! His dad's next. Well,
Yes.
So
I'll do it.
I did do that.
You can, but I will.
So I lost my virginity, and then he ghosted me, and then a month later, I was like, all right, I guess it's your best friend. You took my Nintendo, I'll take your best friend.
How did that work out for him? Did they end up...
No, they totally lost their friendship, and then I dated his best friend, and his best friend is the one that beat me up, and so it didn't work out for me either. Yeah, so it like really went downhill. I lost over and over again for the record.
Wait, did I miss I missed the story?
Yeah, you
here.
missed the story. So I've only ever been in like
She got her eyes socket broken.
Got it.
four
She got the
serious
bricks
relationships.
beaten out of her.
I don't even call that. So maybe only 2 serious relationships. Anyway, long story. It went from him to the beat up guy to the one night stand guy to then Ludwig. So those are, and then there's the high school boyfriends. Blah blah blah. But yeah, so he took my Nintendo and took my virginity, and then got married. He got married, had a kid, and then got divorced. But yeah, so I found out months later this girl that went to high school with me. Her name was Emily, and I knew she hated me, and I didn't know why. And I was like, "What the heck?"
Oh my god! Don't even get me started with Emily's. I'm sorry.
This is when I was still a hiring manager, by the way. I'm a hiring manager. She applies, or she's working at a different Old Navy, and I'm like, "What the heck?" Emily from high school is working at a different Old Navy, and then I get promoted, and I start doing trainings for all the Old Navies in my area. I was like a training district manager, essentially.
Wait, why are you Pepe laughing? If you. Is her name Emily?
No, Miss Kip's sister. They're being stupid.
Oh!
Yeah.
I had 2 Emilys in high school that I could not fuck with for the life of me. Like, I hated them so much.
Yeah, they're just being cringe. And so anyway, I get transferred. I'm training at that store or something, and Emily and I get talking, and we, like, become really close. And then she was like, I always hated on you because, what's a fake name? Josh cheated on me with you. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, when were you dating him? And she gives me the dates, and that's literally when I was also dating him. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And so, yeah,
Rat bastard.
yeah, we didn't know until afterwards, but she's like, yeah, I fucking hated you. And I was like, I had no clue.
That sucks.
Because it's also crazy because I caught him cheating on me twice with 2 different girls that weren't Emily. So that just means he was
all over the place.
all over the place.
He was unchained.
Years later, though, not even years later, 2 years later, I would say, he texts me, 2 relationships later, he texts me out of the blue, and he's like, hey, this is when, like, whenever Wildest Dreams came out, Taylor Swift's Wildest Dreams came out,
God, the way
so that'll help date things. He's like, this song always reminds me of you, and I'm like, and then I replied to him, and any Swifties in chat will get it, and I said, oh, this song always reminds me of you, and I sent him Dear John.
I got a DM this morning.
That was a good one, because that's a bad song.
Yeah.
I got a DM this morning. You want to hear it?
And he was like, ouch.
Yeah.
Cutie?
Yeah, what was it? Was it Brooke AB's mom saying, Maya, Cutie really wants to talk about Taylor Swift, and you're a bitch?
No. The last time I DM'd this
Should've
guy
said that.
was September of 2020.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
September of 2020. He was like, hey, what's up? How you been? Blah, blah, blah. And then said, this is when I was with Miz, right? So he was like, right? Yeah, I was with Miz. So he goes, add me back on Snap. And I was like, I don't use Snap at all. And then he was like, yeah, you ain't got to do nothing. Are you planning on staying in Texas for a while? And I said, my boyfriend lives here, so I expect to live here for a while. And he said, boyfriend, crying face. You hate to see it. And then he asked me
Like, he didn't know that you had a boyfriend.
Well, and that's what he said. And then he asked me more questions, and I didn't respond to him. Because after he said that, I was like, I'm not responding to you. Like,
Is he
Yeah.
a rando?
Some guy from college that I had classes with. So I stopped replying to him after he said the boyfriend thing.
Yeah,
I
you're
said,
like,
yeah.
clearly your intentions
Super
are up
disrespectful.
here. Yeah.
Right. September 10th, 2020. He messaged me at 2:36 a.m. last night. Said, hey, smiley face. And then I responded to him this morning because I wanted to fuck with him. Like, solely because I wanted to fuck with him. I said, what's up? He said, nothing. I was drunk last night. Saw a cool-looking bird, LOL. And I didn't respond.
You heard it here first, chat. If you want to slide into Maya's DMs, mention birds.
I didn't respond to him. I don't know. I could respond to him and we could just, you know.
You should
we
be
could-
How
like-
many
we could-
dudes try getting in by like
being like, I
being
saw this
about
bird.
animals? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Dudes
must deal
and
with that
girls.
shit all the time.
You know what's crazy is the amount of... Is this fucked up?
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Just be careful how you say it.
Well, now I'm scared. It's more women than
The amount of
men.
girls that try to even just be Maya's
Thank you.
friend.
Okay.
There you go. The amount of girls that try to be Maya's friend because of like her clout and use the in as, hey, can we come to your sanctuary? We really love animals.
Oh.
You know, or they're just like, oh, like, I rescued a dog 2 years ago. Like, I love animals.
Oh.
Just like, cool. That's like, me too. That's great. But yeah, no.
But it's like always apparent that they're like clearly clout chasers.
Yeah, it's way more of a girl thing than a guy thing.
I
Yeah.
see.
And that's the tea, sisters.
And that's the T sisters.
That's the tea, sis.
Okay, that's a
Do it.
terrible losing your virginity story.
Yeah, he stole my Nintendo, but then I dated his best friend for a little bit.
Respect. But, oof.
And then he beat me up.
Yeah, that's
and then,
tough.
And then that was when I could never have sex. I literally wasn't attracted to him. That's why I said, like, it was a weird, like, relationship, because I was, like, really peer pressured by even the guy who I lost my virginity's friends. They were like, you need to date him, he loves you, and, like, he's putting his friendship on the line, and I was like, okay, and, like, I was very naive at the time, so it was really, really fucked up.
Wait, your friends were like, he's putting his friendships on, or was it his friends that were like...
They were all friends with the
Okay,
same guy, and they're
gotcha.
like, new guy, fake name, Michael. They're like, Michael's putting his friendship on the line with Josh, you should clearly date him, and it was just like, it was a lot. I was very much so peer pressured.
Yeah.
I had this great friend at the time, her name was Riley, she was like my friend's soulmate. Like, we met and we were like, best friends instantly, and she was like, hey, I talked to Josh, I don't think you should date him, and I took her advice really, really seriously. I was like, yeah, you're right. And then, like, Josh came in and just, like, slandered Riley, and then, like, it was just, like, this whole thing, and so I was super gaslit into thinking that Riley was a liar because he, like, showed me texts, and
Oof.
anyway, and then Michael cheated on me, like, 12 times. I had really bad early relationships. So that's why I encourage dating young, so you get those out of your way. Like, date when you're 16.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like you learn how to avoid a lot of this stuff, and then you don't get stuck with it at 21 because of how I grew up, and it was just...
Double fuck.
I got so messed up. I had awful relationships. And it's sad because then your current relationships have to deal with this, like, weird trauma. Like,
Yeah.
Ludwig has to deal with me having random dreams. Like, I'll wake up from a dream, which is just because it's, like, subconscious back in your head, where I'll be like, you cheated on me. What the heck? And he's
Yeah.
like, no, bro. And I'm like, okay. But that comes from a place of, like, being cheated on before and, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever, I mean, that I know of, I've never hooked up with a guy in a relationship. But one time, I was making out with a girl at a party, and then her friend came over and, like, pushed me. And she was like, she has a boyfriend. And I was like, sorry? Like, I didn't, like, how am I supposed to know?
Yeah, how
She
are you
has a
supposed to
boyfriend?
know?
She was so mad at me. She was like, she, like, pushed me and she was trying to fight me. And she was like, she has a boyfriend. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I didn't know she had a boyfriend. Like, we're just two girls, you know,
Making out.
in a hot tub.
You were in a hot tub?
6 feet apart because we're not gay, but making out
That's exciting.
at the frat party.
You're in a hot tub, chap.
It wasn't a hot tub. It was just at the frat party, but I didn't know. But her friend was really mad at me, and apparently she had a boyfriend. And I actually, honestly, that was probably a fight and a half. But I had no idea. I was just making out with her. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I blame you. But
I'm sorry. That's my public apology.
I got invited to my first hot tub party in high school. And it was snowy outside. And I got invited to this hot tub. Mind you, I think my friends intentionally made me feel like the duff. I feel like I actually wasn't that ugly in high school, but my friends made it known that I was the ugly one. And so I was like, I'm the ugly duckling.
That's
okay.
fucked up.
But like looking back at pictures, I look at it and I'm like, I think I was okay looking. And maybe they were the ugly ducklings. And they were just being really mean to me. I had really mean friends in high school. But we went to this party, this hot tub party, and boys being misogynistic. At age 16, we'd get out of the hot tub and go jump on the trampoline and then get back on the hot tub.
Right.
So we'd get out of the hot tub and the boys would rate our butts when we'd go get out of the hot tub. Yeah, they'd say numbers out loud.
Oh my, that's the most toxic shit I've ever heard in my life.
But I remember
They would be shouting like, 8, 3,
yeah,
4.
Yeah, literally.
What the?
And I remember though that my butt got rated higher than everyone else's, and I was like, maybe I'm not the duff. But then I went home to have our sleepover, and they were like, man, I can't believe they rated you a 2. And I was like, I'm pretty sure they said like 9. And they were like, no, you were a 2. And I was like, oh. So I had really mean friends, but
That's fucked up.
it's okay. To this day, I believe I was a 9, maybe.
Respect.
I got an okay butt.
Respect.
ST Peach complimented my butt.
Respect.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's a big compy.
That's a big compliment. Imagine the guy who like invented abs was like nice abs.
Yeah.
Like if ST Peach who invented asses was like nice ass, like I gotta take that. Anyway, I don't know why I told that story. Audio listeners, what hour are we on? 10, we started at 7. Oh my god, we only have 45 more minutes.
That's actually more than I thought.
Wait,
Really?
yeah, how long do you guys do this usually?
4 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If we run out of stuff to talk about, well, I really wanted to go over Yelp reviews of porn clubs.
I don't know why you
porn
wanted to
strip
do
clubs.
that so bad.
Because they were so funny last night. I was reading Yelp reviews of strip clubs, and one person was like, I never even been there, but I know this bitch Brittany, and she's gross. And she works there. She like rates it 1 star, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was crazy. Going back to grooming, when I was 14, I think I was 14, or, I was a freshman in high school, which, yeah, so I was 14. I dated a senior. I was 18. Is that weird?
No.
Is it? Chat?
Yes.
So they're saying yes.
I
Okay.
thought no, but I pictured myself as 14 dating a senior, and I feel like it would be normal.
Okay, I was 14. I was a freshman, and he was a senior, and he was 18. And I remember him being 18. He was definitely 18 because we had to ask our parents for permission. Like,
Oh. That's weird.
Because I was
Okay,
a minor.
then it is weird.
Because I was a minor and he wasn't.
But I think at the moment it maybe wasn't weird. Like reflecting back it is weird, but maybe it wasn't weird.
You know what? I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Because he made me feel like I was on top of the world. He was like, I've never been able to talk to anybody like this. Like, I think I'm in love with you. Like, this is it. And I was like, in my head, I was like, this is my high school sweetheart. Like, we're going to get married. Like, oh my God. Like, he's the best. He's so nice to me. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Took me to the Cheesecake Factory. This is the one I told
It's
you
a
about.
great place.
I don't fuck with cheesecake. I don't really like
You
cheesecake.
haven't had the right flavor.
But he took me to the Cheesecake Factory.
Reese's peanut butter one's
And
pretty
then
good.
after we went to the Cheesecake Factory, we went to this lookout.
Ooh, make out point.
Makeup
Love
point.
it.
Right. So we went to this lookout where there were a bunch of stars and like the skyline. And so we looked at the skyline and then we were sitting there and he said, "Do you want to suck me off?"
Romantic. Oh
Super
my gosh.
romantic.
Wow.
Super romantic looking over the city, right?
Wow.
He was like, "Do you want to suck me off?" And I had never done it. And I was like,
Yes, because as a woman, I promise you, it's better than a popsicle.
Right.
Of course I want that.
But I was like, "No, I've
What
never
a
done
nice
that before."
treat.
I was like, "No, I've never
What
done
a
that
sweetheart.
before." And then he goes to me after.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I'm 100% convinced, yeah.
Okay,
100%
so yeah,
convinced.
That's
he was like,
definitely fucked up.
he like,
He was a
He was
predator.
trying to groom me, yeah.
yeah,
was a
he
predator.
like love bombed the fuck out of me. It made me feel so special. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in love with this guy. Like,
I was
he's so
gonna
good to me.
I was gonna say, like, in terms of freshmen and seniors dating, like, it's obvious when you're in high school, it's very like frowned upon, very bad. Like, don't do that. But I do think it definitely comes down to like what the fuck's going on in that like, relationship. Because I know people that have like grown up and had great relationships that you know they did date when one was a senior and one was a freshman, and it like turned out okay. but that is just straight up fuckery.
Yeah. When I was a senior, we thought all the cheerleaders. I was a cheerleader. We thought it'd be funny to ask a freshman to the Sweethearts dance, and so we all asked a freshman. I ended up like dating the freshman I asked for like a few months, and then I was like, I turned 18, and I was like, no, this is weird, because I was like 17. I was 17 and he was 15.
Oof.
So it was only 2 years, but as soon as I turned 18, I was like, this is weird. And
Isn't it crazy how I thought about that when I turned 18, when I was a senior, and I looked at freshmen, and I remember thinking about that guy, and I was like, mm-mm. Yeah. I was like, I am not attracted
I will
to these
say this guy
all.
was like much like older, if that makes it. Like he like looked older and stuff. Like I don't feel creepy about it, because also like I just don't feel creepy about it.
Okay.
I don't feel creepy about it, because it started off as a joke, and then we just like kind of casually dated.
Interesting.
Cutie, you were weird. We broke up as soon as we were 18. 15 and 17, isn't that weird? If it was the other way around, you wouldn't be flinching. That's the thing. If a 17-year-old boy was dating a 15-year-old girl, you guys would not be flinching. A sophomore and a freshman, you wouldn't be flinching. But since it was a girl dating a younger guy, you're like, oh, God.
Freshman went on a date with a senior. You know what, actually, this maybe kind of fucked up on my part. Is it? Yeah. A little fucked up on my part. When I was a freshman and I dated that guy that was a senior, I was initially interested in him because he looked like his brother.
Oh.
And I had a big crush on his brother, who's also a freshman. His
That's
brother
sad.
was a freshman and he was a senior. And I had a crush on his brother, but his brother would not give me the time of day.
That's how you ruin your chance with the brother, though, is by dating his brother.
I mean, I never had a chance. I tried to talk to the man. I tried to talk to him for months, and he gave me nothing. And then his brother was like, suck me off, and I was like, all right, like take me out. But it didn't work out.
Holy fuck.
Sad. But yeah, that was grooming experience number 1. Now we're 1 and 1. No, my math teacher, 2 and 1. I don't know where my math teacher's at now, but you know, he's probably chilling. He's probably doing great. Mm-hmm. Oh, I had a second math teacher actually, another math teacher in high school that I just found out. I just found out had a case filed
really
for sexual assault of a minor.
Jesus.
In high school, which was another math teacher that I hung out with, but not nearly as much as the first one. Like not nearly as much.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the one, when my ex-boyfriend in high school, when I got him suspended for harassment, he was the one that, like, comforted me.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was like, I went to him and I was like, yeah, like, he's doing this and this and this, and he won't leave me alone, and I have to get him suspended, like, and he helped me get him suspended, and he was like, are you okay, blah, 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 and I would, like, sit in his classroom with just him and, like, talk about it.
Sausage.
Yeah, and then he went to jail. So I had 2 math teachers in jail.
At our school, it was PE teachers.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. When we had 2 PE teachers who went to jail.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah. And they were old guys. They were not like 20-year-olds thinking, 15-year-olds were hot. They were like 60-year-olds thinking 15-year-olds were hot.
Yeah.
Next level.
I think I'm gonna go back into the house. I think Led wants me to record something with him.
Goodbye,
Okay.
Myth.
So, thank you guys for having me
Myth
once
is
again.
left again.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mythological.
Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Bye, chat.
Thank you.
Bye, listeners.
Back with the podcast.
What a guess. We were just kind of talking over him, weren't we?
Were we?
Is this
I think
not
so.
closed?
Myth, were we just talking over you?
What's up?
Did you not have a good time?
No. You guys weren't talking over me, but I think I just think I didn't have much to input, so I decided to let you guys just, duo it up.
Are we a bad guest host?
No, you don't. You guys are not bad guests.
Now I have social anxiety.
Okay, no,
I
listen.
have no social anxiety. I feel fine.
Straight up, let me clear the air. You didn't leave because of nothing. I personally, because of my own personal experience, didn't have much to bring to the conversation.
You've never been groomed
by a man.
Yeah. So I was like, I feel like it would be better for the podcast and for the stream to just have you two just here and doing your thing.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
all.
you,
It's
man.
nothing against you guys though. Don't worry.
That's fine. Okay.
Yes.
Chat,
Me knowing the room. That's all.
I've hit the
Respect.
part of the night where I put the blanket up and I get cozy. Okay, this pillow, I feel bad because they custom made us this pillow and it's just not comfy. It's too full.
I like it.
But it's a very cute frog pillow, but I can't lean on it.
Okay, so anyway.
So anyway,
Ew, I'm like really close to you right now.
You were closer to me in the Uber yesterday. Relax.
Stop. That's
Also,
not true.
Don't say ew like I'm gross.
I don't think that you're gross. I just don't want to touch you.
She's mean.
Physical. It had nothing to do with you, cutie. Relax. I'm gaslighting her.
She's gaslighting.
You're taking it way too personally. You know what? I just won't make jokes around
I'm
you
not
anymore.
genuinely.
I just won't make jokes around you anymore because you clearly can't take a joke. You know what? You're just really sensitive. I just won't talk around you anymore. How about that? How about I just stop talking?
Audio listeners, I'm getting gaslit. And I know it, but I'll probably be confused in about 10 seconds and apologize.
Actually true.
I'm sorry, Maya.
Damn.
You can make any jokes you want. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I took it too personally. You're right.
You're right. I'm glad that you came to that. But see, and then I say, it's really hot that you can be that self-reflective, and then we have sex, and then we forget about it, and we just move on.
Thank you for the great sex.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Anyway.
But I'm not talking about me and Cutie having sex. Me and Cutie are never gonna have sex.
We're not gonna have sex.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
We're friends.
Alright, what's next?
We said that in such a way that made it sound like we have had sex. Which is why all the chat is capping right now.
Ew!
We're not.
Ew, no.
Genuinely, chat. Maya's not my type. She's too small.
What?
You're too small. I'd feel so fat if we had sex.
What?
I'd be like, tiny little mouse. Go away. That's valid.
Men like that I'm small.
I know men like you're small, but I don't. I would feel big. If you and I were canoodling, I'd be like, I'm too big.
Canoodling?
Yeah.
Canoodling?
That's how us Christian mothers say sex.
I hate it. I hate that a lot.
I'm happy we talked about it.
I'm really offended that you said that.
What? That you're too
That I'm
small
not-
for us
that
to
I'm-
have sex?
No, that I'm not your type. That's so... I'm, like,
Maya,
offended
you're
that
not
you
my
said that.
type.
Okay, well...
I'm not your type.
I feel like you kind of are my type. I'm not attracted to you and we're never
This
gonna have
is-
sex.
This is awkward.
This is a lot. This is a lot of a conversation, but if I were to have sex with a woman, it'd probably be somebody like Cutie. But not Cutie.
Maya's into me. This is sick.
I'm not into
Guys, this is
Cinderella.
so hype.
Ew.
Maya loves me.
I literally
she
can't
wants
even-
to kiss me,
Ew!
hug me, and marry me.
I'm saying
Did you ever-
physically, like objectively,
Uh-huh.
I go after women like Cutie. But
Really?
I would
I'm
never
so
fuck-
big. Compared to you. You're tiny.
Yeah, it feels. I've
You
made
like
out with
being small?
dude. I've made out with girls my height, and it feels wrong.
Now I feel bad. You're my type, Maya.
Okay, you're lying. She's literally lying to my face right now. That is so weird that you would do that. It actually made it worse. Now I don't trust you, so now you're not my type.
Damn it. I'm sorry. You're just so small. I'd feel so fat.
I've made out with girls my height, and it just feels weird.
Yeah, because you go back into your hobbit holes afterwards. And you're like, I'm tiny.
You think that's what we do after we make
Yeah,
out?
I think two people your size make out and then they go back into their hobbit holes. And they put on a ring and they're like, oh, I see the world. She's tiny, chat.
This is such a stupid podcast.
I'm projecting because every big, tall girl wants to be tiny. Every tiny girl wants to be taller. Do you want to be taller?
I want to be 5'6".
Yeah, I wish I was 5'2". I could fit in your pocket.
I want to be 5'6". I want to be 5'6" and have like normal thighs.
I am 5'8". I'm a monster.
You're so stupid. It's actually crazy.
No, I go to places with Maya, and I'm like, hello, down there.
Shut
The
the fuck
girl
up.
tries to fight me. She can't even fight me because I'm so much bigger than her. I can't even get in a fight these days. I'm too tall.
I hate you.
Listen, being a tall girl, I never felt cute enough to be just...
You're not like a tall girl.
I
You're
am
very,
tall.
like, average size
I'm
woman.
5'8". I'm the tallness you need to be a supermodel. You have to be 5'8", and models are tall.
Okay, lucky you. I tried to be a model, and they were like, "You're too short," and I was like, "Okay," and I stopped.
In your face. You could be Tinkerbell. And you could be Alice. Those are great characters at Disneyland you could be. But that's about it.
Back to what I was saying before.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even hug QTCinderella. I want to be very clear.
Why?
Have we hugged before? I think we
When we
hugged
first
probably
met.
yeah, I was gonna say the first time that we met.
Which was another time I was getting in a fight.
True.
Life is full circle sometimes.
We hugged the first time we met. We were like, oh my god, hi, like nice to meet you in person. I have not touched her since.
The funny thing about when we first met is I was closer friends with Miz, and I was pissed, and he could tell I was pissed, and you walked in, and I was like, hi. And then I immediately turned to Miz, and I'm like, venting to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is a bad first impression.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
What'd you think after your first impression of me? Were you like, ooh?
I thought you were really scary.
Yeah, people say that.
But I thought that everybody that I met at that TwitchCon was really scary.
Because I'm tall.
Because I was a complete normie at that TwitchCon.
I get in fights, but they're usually standing up for other people.
I don't get into fights. Ever.
Yeah,
I've never been in
don't.
a physical fight. I've never been in a physical fight.
I wish that girl would have punched me.
Me too.
It would have been such a better story. I'd be like, chat, look, I have a black eye.
S-Fand? Well, yeah, but that's not even a fight, because I would destroy S-Fand so fast. Can you imagine me and S-Fand got in a fight?
Yeah.
He'd be, like, looking up at me, and I would just put him in a headlock and just hold him there.
I think he could drop kick you to a different dimension.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, that's just not true.
for sure. Okay, so what were you just saying before this? Have you ever wanted to be any Disney princess?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Awkward? Give us a moment. We're gonna come up with a sick podcast topic.
We
right now.
actually have a good podcast. I feel like
Should we talk about vibrators? Because we kind of talked about that last time, but not really.
I feel like we talked about that on the phone.
Oh, really?
Did we talk about that on the podcast?
I think so.
No, it's the Valentine's episode. So what we do...
Yay!
Valentine's episode, let's talk about good Valentine's date ideas.
Wait, I want to talk about vibrators.
We did talk about vibrators not on the podcast. We talked about it personally.
The first vibrator that I ever got was when I was in high school and I went to Hot Topic with my boyfriend. And I bought a vibrator.
Damn.
It sucks. I still have it.
It's saying, like, you turned it on and it was like, I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of? You're like, wow, this is amazing.
No, it's
crazy.
It's like, it's plastic, but it's covered in silicone, but a very thin layer of silicone, so it's so...
Ouch.
It's just plastic. It's a piece of plastic.
Uh-huh.
And you turn it on and it vibrates, but not in a good way. It just, the whole thing just violently shakes. Like if you put it on this table, it would like be bouncing on the table. It's the most bizarre thing ever. I brought it with me through TSA once, and it's, the way you turn it on, it's just a twist at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a button. It's not like you have to push
Just a
something.
twist.
There's no safety. It's just it's so easy to turn on.
in TSA?
Yeah.
Ugh. I knew a girl who, like, recommended, essentially, how do I explain this? Essentially, LA traffic has a lot of stop and goes.
Mm-hmm.
And she recommended keeping yourself entertained.
Dude.
By vibrating. By giving yourself orgasms when you're stopped.
No, my friend that I was talking to on the phone, like when we were setting up,
Uh-huh.
she has a vibrator in her truck. She does it in traffic constantly. It's the only time that she masturbates is in traffic.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah. She has it in her driver's side door.
So all that pent up like sexism of being like women are bad drivers, it's probably because they're all masturbating.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
Maybe
she does.
that's where
I
it
mean,
came from.
she'll drive like 4, 5, 6 hours a day sometimes, and she'll be in traffic. So she just has it in her driver's side door, and she'll just masturbate while she's driving in traffic.
I don't get it. I could never. I don't think I could come.
Have you ever gotten roadhead?
I gave roadhead one time, and it's very.
It's so dangerous. Can we talk about that?
Roadhead is very dangerous.
I feel like it's like a mega hazard.
I gave roadhead one time, and it's very typical story. Man's went over a speed bump. I threw up on his dick. Yeah. Speed bump. What? It went right down my throat. I was not ready.
But it's not a typical story.
You have to be prepared for it to go down your throat.
That's not a typical story at all.
Really? I feel like people always make those jokes.
I've never thrown up on somebody's dick ever. That is.
Damn. Apparently this just be me out here, huh?
How many times have you done that? Why'd you say that so casually?
I thought it was a thing that happened. Is it not?
I've never done that.
Oh.
I've gagged. I've never thrown up. How many times have you thrown up?
Well, it was just the one time, and he went over a speed bump, and it went right down my. It was like, raw. Right down my throat, and I just insta threw up. It was super. We had to pull over. It clean. It was a whole mess. I don't recommend.
Have you ever had a guy giving you roadhead?
No.
Me neither. Crazy, right?
Crazy.
It's never gonna happen.
Crazy how it's expected that, you know. We're not getting into.
It's never gonna happen.
Yeah. It is funny how roadhead is a thing and it's never considered like the guy giving it to the girl. Ever.
True. Wild.
And that's on sexism. But I was gonna tell a story about a vibrator story. I have really fun Valentine's Day stories because I used to treat Valentine's Day like a big holiday. So I'd always do something special.
Valentine's Day doesn't exist anymore. It's only Stompy's birthday until she dies. Tomorrow's Stompy's birthday. You know what? In Texas, actually, right now, it is Stompy's birthday.
Do you hear the coyotes?
Oh my god, please not this again.
They have got to go away.
No, go away where? They're not
I am
bothering
sick
you.
of these guys.
She's such a fucking Karen. When she hears coyotes and she runs out there and she starts barking at them. It's so unnecessary.
They need to get out of my neighborhood.
What do you think they're gonna do? They're not gonna do
They're
anything.
gonna eat my dog. They're gonna eat my cat.
they're not gonna eat your dog.
Maybe this time of the month is when they always come back. They came back for our last podcast too. During the Omegle video, I left and
you're just
barked
not
at the coyotes.
here when they're out here. They're out here every night.
Be quiet. They're. Oh, I hear them, those scoundrels.
They're just living their lives. They're fine. They're so far from you.
I hate them.
They haven't done anything.
Yeah, one time they showed up on my balcony. We're staring at my cat like a rotisserie chicken. That's messed up. No one looks at my cat like a rotisserie chicken.
They look at him and they know that he's dumb and they know that he'd be a really easy target.
He'd be really easy to eat.
He'd be so easy.
He'd get chomped up in seconds. Anyway, so.
I love Dur's chat, but
he's not the brightest bulb in the tanning bed. I was trying to be sexy one year for Valentine's Day, and let me tell you something about QTCinderella. I'm not a very sexy person. Okay. And the way I relate to this is Amy Poehler talked about how she's just not a sexy girl, and I think that's QTCinderella.
What time do we start? 7.
Yeah, we're almost
20 minutes.
Good. I don't have a sexy bone in the body. Maybe cute. Maybe you're like, oh, Cutie's so cute. Cutie's so quirky. Sexy is not a word that necessarily comes out of your mouth when you think of QTCinderella. But I was trying. This was many years ago. I was trying to be sexy for Valentine's Day. And I bought, it was like years after The Ugly Truth came out. Did you ever see that with Kate Hudson and Gerard Butler?
No.
Gerard Butler, heartthrob, by the way. Google him. But like maybe a few years ago, him. He was really hot. I don't know what he looks like now. I don't even know what he's doing now. I don't know him. I bought the remote panties.
No.
Yeah. I've
My
told this
friend
story. Oh, yes.
had those.
Uh-huh.
And she synced it up with 4 other women. Was at a party.
What?
Yeah. It was synced up, the panties were synced up with 4 other women at a party. And there was one guy who was dancing with all of them. And controlling all of them at the same time.
4 women?
Yeah, and then they all went home and had an orgy.
Okay, well that's not my story. Mine is so different.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think I would do that with a friend. Like, I think it'd be funny if I, like, gave you vibrating underwear and you gave me vibrating underwear and we went to the Disney Channel original movie party and, like, pissed each other off. Like, I'd be sitting on the couch and be like, fuck you, Maya! I have to stand up and, like, walk to the kitchen.
Dude, I don't think that'd be funny.
I'd be mad.
I think that would be really weird.
It doesn't make you finish.
I think it would be, okay.
It's more
I think it would be funny
than
if we did
anything.
that with, like, shock collars or something.
Yeah,
like
same difference.
But I would not want my friend
I
to
think it'd be
stimulate
funny.
my vagina.
It doesn't-
for fun.
It's not on your clitoris.
Where is it?
It's just, like, on your vagina, so it doesn't do anything.
Oh my
It's
god,
more-
that's such a male invention.
Yeah.
That is so cringe.
Do you understand why it's just more
It literally
annoying?
just, like, shakes your vagina.
Yes!
That's so funny.
So it's just, thank you, now you're on the same page! It's just annoying.
And
it's
men are like, oh, she's gonna love
Yeah,
this. And it just is like an earthquake for no reason. Nothing happens.
That's literally what it is.
Okay, love it.
So it's more annoying than anything else.
Whoa.
They're all saying F.
Why? Oh, we completely dropped frames. A straight F.
Twitch F.
Really?
That's what someone just said.
Wait, it looks like it's coming back up. No, it's back.
Are you back, chat?
That is so weird. Banned. No, yeah, we're back up. I don't know.
Admittedly, we don't know why we effed.
Yeah, was that a Twitch thing, or was that a... I don't know. That was so weird. We just dropped... It was at 0. We dropped all of our frames.
Huh. Yeah, because I don't know what happened.
Alright, whatever. Continue.
If you missed it, essentially...
There are these vibrating panties that you have a remote for, and it's a man's invention.
Because they don't actually stimulate you.
It just sits on your entire vagina, and there's just like a little earthquake down there.
Yeah.
There's not like clitoral stimulation. It's just like, and that's it, which is hilarious. Okay.
Okay. I'm just making sure they're on the same page. Cutie nuts. No, Maya agreed with me that it would be funny. We got there.
I didn't say that it would be funny if we had those for each other. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You said it would be funny.
I said it would be weird. I said it would be funny if we had shock collars.
Okay,
and there was some sort of pain
that's my same idea. This is not enjoyable.
That is not the same.
It's not enjoyable. It's just loud and it's your underwear. So you have to distract. Anyway, let me continue the story. So, I'm trying to be sexy girl. I buy this underwear. Also, this is the same year. No, this is a different year. This is the same boyfriend, though, that at one point, I went to a photographer and I got, like, boudoir photos done.
Okay.
And texted them through him throughout the day. And instead of being like, oh, that's hot, he was like, whose couch is that? The photographer's couch. And, like, he was like, who did your makeup? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not a sexy person. Again, I'm not sexy. So it was, like, traumatic to me trying to be sexy. And he was like,
yo.
What's going on?
I don't know, but it doesn't even say that we're dropping frames right now.
It's got to be Twitch.
Yeah, no. Oh, you know what? We're back at 0. It's like F. Twitch is misogynistic, somebody said. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, it's coming back up? Oh, man. That is tough. I think that's a Twitch problem, folks. Which, like, blows. Because we can't do anything about that.
Yeah, I'm checking with the roommates in it.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's Twitch, they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like everything's fine. I don't have any... Well, we might have to wrap up, it looks like.
I feel like we're kind of naturally wrapping up anyway.
We're naturally wrapping up. I'll finish this story, and this will be our wrap-up.
The story about the vibrating...
The vibrating underwear. Shoot. It's so... That's the hard thing about live streaming, Spotify listeners, is, like, when the chat's not vibing, it's, like, hard to maintain your flow.
It's hard to stream, yeah.
But I'll do my best. I'm really sorry about the Fs. Yeah, someone said it's, a lot of people are saying it's Twitch. Anyway, vibrating panties. I was trying to be sexy. I show up. We're going on our date, our Valentine's Day date, and my boyfriend at the time planned the date. And so I just give him the remote, and he's like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "Wouldn't you like to know?" You know, in my best sexy voice. And then he, like, pushes the button, and I'm like, "Oh."
You just fake it. You're just
I just fake it. I'm like, "Oh my god."
Oh my god.
Brace the walls, you know? And he's
it's
like,
just like,
he's like, "Oh, this is so exciting," you know? So he decides we go to the ballet.
Stop.
I've told
Not
this
a quiet theater.
I swear you've heard this story
A
before.
quiet theater.
Dude, this effing.
That actually sucks. I'm glad it's happening now, though.
Yeah.
We are, like, wrapping up.
We are wrapping up. I'm going to finish the story chat, and we're going to call it the end. Sorry, Spotify listeners. I don't even know what you guys will be able to... I don't know what will be in the VOD. I don't know how that works exactly. But I don't know what will be captured on the YouTube video. So if you are at this part of the YouTube video, type in Twinkle Toes in the comments so I know you made it this far. And that's our secret word, Twinkle Toes. Anyway, I'm going to finish the story quickly because the internet is not on our side. And so he wants to go to the ballet, which I'm not a ballet person, and I was like, why do you want to go to this? And it was like Sleeping Beauty, and he was like, you love Disney, and I was like, okay. So we go to the ballet, and it's awful. But we have these fun panties. And so the first minute, he takes it out of his pocket, and he turns it on, and it's like, brrr. And ballet, I don't know if you guys have ever been to ballet, it's completely silent besides this. Like, if there's no music, it's just their tippy-tappy toes doing their thing. And it's like this vrr, and I'm like, oh my god. And I go to grab the remote from him, drops. Because I'm trying to grab, I'm like fumbling in panic. Drops. Slides rows in front of us.
I would kick rocks.
Yeah. Slides rows in front of us. Me panicking. Hurry, like, searches around me. I'm trying to grab my phone. I'm trying to grab my purse just to get out of there. Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm running out of the theater, and it's just the whole way as I walk out. So I had to run out of the theater. He followed me, and we left the ballet early. But that is the story about me trying to be sexy on Valentine's Day at a ballet. And vibrating underwear is not good.
I don't think I have any crazy Valentine's Day stories. I don't think. No. I think I broke up with a boyfriend on my birthday one time. That's all I can think of.
That sucks.
Yeah, I just like. I think it actually is really fucked up, and I don't know if it's more fucked up or less fucked up that I knew that he was like in love with me. I knew he was gonna give me a really nice present, and I just never felt anything for him. Yeah, I didn't want to date him in the first place. It was just that we were friends. I didn't want to lose him as a friend.
Sad.
But I knew he was like really into me. I knew he was gonna give me something really nice, and I was just like, I couldn't take it. I just felt so guilty. I was like, I can't do this. I'm so sorry. And I did it before he could give me a present.
That's, at least you did that.
Right, because what was I gonna do with the present he
Yeah.
gives me? Yeah, which I feel like is.
I think that happens a lot in high school. I would say any high school girls, if you do not like a guy and everyone's like pressuring you to date him, or you're like, at least he likes me, I'll just date him. Like, at least he likes me.
2 of those in high.
Yeah,
I had 3 of those in high school.
I had one of those in high school. Don't do it. Just don't do it, ladies. Don't do it.
One of them.
Do not date a guy unless you actually like them, because they would prefer for you to like them. They really
would. That. They definitely.
They would really prefer that. So don't waste your time.
They're into that when you like them. Man.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna
wrap it up. We're gonna start filibustering. It seems as though the internet is not on our side, so we will end.
Yeah, that is so weird.
Early. That is very weird.
It's so annoying. I hope it's just like a Twitch, like site-wide.
It seems like none of my roommates are saying anything, and usually the second the internet goes out, everyone's like,
what happened?
Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. But I hope you guys enjoyed our Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah, it was good timing. It was a good podcast. That was a really good podcast.
Was it a good I think we were funny.
Dude, time flew.
It always does.
It flew. Yeah, it was really fun. We had so many stories.
Yeah, if you didn't catch the whole thing, the VOD will be on my YouTube, QTCinderella.
It won't be on my channel. We're deleting it. It's kind of a strat. I'm sorry. We're deleting it off of my Twitch channel so that you have to go watch it on QT's YouTube channel.
Or listen to it on Spotify.
Right.
So those are the goals. It'll be on Spotify. Spotify's a little later. It goes on YouTube quicker. Spotify or YouTube. The reason being is we make more off ad revenue.
We make nothing off of VODs. So it's gonna be
YouTube.
So it's gonna be on QT's YouTube.
Yeah, so we're trying we didn't even talk about the podcast and this podcast space and how we found out like how much it cost and
oh my God, you're right.
There's so much we didn't even touch on today, and there's so much more, and it's genuinely because it's crashing that we didn't get to these things because they were on the list. I didn't get a review strip clubs, so
fuck.
Come on back. We have lots
time.
of stories. Next time it is the second Sunday of every month for now. We might change that.
Second Sunday of every month. Next time it's going to be the weekend of the award show. We didn't even
talk about the award show. Jesus. March 12th. Hollywood. California. Maya and I are co-hosting an award show. It's going to be great.
Huge red carpet in-person event, hundreds of streamers.
Everyone's gonna be there. Adept will be there. XTC will be there. Miz will be there. Hassan will be there. Will will be there. Austin will be there. Freaking Pay Money Webby will be there. Germa will be there. Shroud will be there. Hannah will be there. Pokemon hasn't confirmed. Dr. K will be there. Literally, very few people said no to me, so a lot of people will be there. A lot of people will be there. It's going to be a massive, massive award show. All fan nominated. Today is actually the last day for nominations. Voting starts next week, so look out for that. Today is the last day for nominations. You have about an hour left in nominations, and then the voting will be out next week. So very, 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 very exciting. People said Ludwig Sag. Ludwig will obviously be there, you fucking imbeciles. Imagine me not inviting Ludwig.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Guys, I love him. I don't talk about him because too many people... That's a topic for another podcast, I will say.
Come back next month.
We don't want to get into that. Next month...
Chat, I wish we could do this podcast more, but
We do.
obviously it's in person, and I fly to LA once a month. It's about all I can do right now. So thank you for being here. I hope you look forward to it. I'm sorry that we missed the last one. It's because of COVID. Cutie literally had COVID.
I had COVID.
So I couldn't fly out here. But we are doing second Sunday of every month, once a month. I fly to LA. We do the Wine About It podcast. It's a really good time.
Please show up for the podcast. Please listen to it on YouTube. Please tell your friends about it. We want to keep this going. We want this. This is
It's
very,
doing
very
great.
cool.
It's doing
doing really, really well so far. And my biggest fear is it
Just dies.
dies. This one is amazing, and I feel really passionate about it. And we both work really hard on it. So
Yeah, we do.
anyway, appreciate guys. Thank you for being here. If you have a Twitch Prime right now and you haven't used it, make sure to use it. It's free. It's free for you, and it's money for Maya. So click that Twitch Prime so you don't have ads the next Wine About It podcast.
I'm going to raid Poke tonight.
Ooh.
Go say hi to him.
Say hi to him.
Today is Saturday. I will see... today is Sunday.
Today's
I will
Sunday.
see you guys on Tuesday for Cringe in the Kitchen with Myth. Myth and I are flying back to Austin, and he will be on Cringe in the Kitchen with me and Crazy Slick on
That's
Tuesday.
so sick.
So I will see you on Tuesday. Everybody wish Stompy a big happy birthday tomorrow. She is a year old tomorrow on Valentine's Day, which is crazy. Stompy's first birthday. I literally bought a flight back to Austin so that I could spend the day with Stompy for her first birthday.
Wow, that's very cool.
So
That's very sick.
that's the plan for tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Look out on both of our Twitters for an announcement about a Patreon. If you would
True.
like to help support the podcast, we can't get a sponsor because we're crass.
We're gonna do it after the award show. But yeah,
So, yeah.
sponsors don't like this podcast because of what it is.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So we might have to do a Patreon, but it's going to have really cool bonus episodes and stuff like that. So I hope you guys, follow both of us on Twitter so you can look out for the announcement on that. But
Thank you
all right.
guys so much. All right.
Have a good night.
See you on the next one. We're gonna make an Omegle video right now. We literally just
Yeah.
sit here and then record a couple hours of an Omegle video. Those videos go on Cutie's YouTube. That's also Wine About It content.
It'll go
But
on the Patreon eventually.
all the live stream stuff is on my channel. All the YouTube stuff is on Cutie's channel. That's how it goes here. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks for
so
coming.
much. Go say hi to Poke. Goodbye.
Bye.